Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, go on, people. Well, go on. Well, go on. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Everybody in the stream chat. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Locked in right now. Wagwan people, like, give me a holler, give me a holler, give me a holler if you can hear me. Are my levels good? Are my levels good? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. We're back in the sector once again. Random show settings with I, your host. Welcome back to the show. So good to have you. So good to have you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. What's crack-a-lacking, people? What's the deal, people? What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Hope you can hear me. Hope you can see me. Hope you're all doing fine, wherever you may be. We have a jam-packed show to get through today. A jam-packed show. So I hope you are, in the mood to have some fun. In the mood to have some funsies, because we've got a jam-packed show to get into today. Hope you are here to have some funsies. Big up the stream chat. Yeah, I was earlier doing Taz. Really happy to do that again, by the way. Glad all the monetization's back and I'm able to do that nice and clear and shit, because that's the annoying thing. It's not even like the monetization's that important about the money. It's more so about the viewership. I noticed when I got demonetized, I'm sure that's a thing. The Taz channel wasn't really getting pushed. It felt like it got throttled. I'm probably gonna have to set up a Taz clips channel. I need to really see the difference. But I feel like it's a really big, it's kind of something happens to it when it gets demonetized. It makes sense, because if it's been demonetized, then it's not a priority for YouTube, is it? Because they only want to pump monetize stuff because they can put ads on that, and obviously, they can take a cut from whatever you make and shit. So I think that channel was getting throttled. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. But who knows? Big up for tuning in, though. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Yo, big up, Abe Martinez. I appreciate it, brother.
Hello, my beans and cheesy. Oz get this money.
Yeah, big up, appreciate you. Big up my beans and cheesy. Big up, appreciate Abe Martinez. Appreciate you. We're out here. We're just having fun, man. We're just having fun. This isn't about anything else. We're just having a good gay old time. You get me? Let me just quickly get this sorted out as well. Bear with me 1 second here. Oh, where is it? Did I move it? Or is it there? There you go. Boom. Let me just quickly edit this and we can continue on. Big up everybody in the stream chat. If you're locked in and you're enjoying it and you see what you like what you see, make sure you smash that like button along the way. I want to make sure all my streams get like 100 flipping likes on it. So if you can do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. That's all I ask from you. That's all I request from you. If you could do that for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. Please just make sure I get a fat one, not 1,000, but 100 likes at least. 100 likes at least, especially if I'm going for like 4 hours and that. Do me a favor, just smash the like button. You know what I mean? It takes you 2 seconds. It's a minor thing. Help a brother out. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get some the good old likes on here. If that obviously can count and help. Let me just quickly edit all this shit here so I know what I'm doing. Bear with me 1 second. I'm a bit ill prepared today, but everything should be well. Let me just info. This. And let's update this a little bit because I think this is the most accurate date. And let's go back to here and then boom, start. Okay, cool. Let's fucking rock. Let's rock. So let's do what we're doing here. So we're gonna do Tfatk. That's obviously what we're gonna be doing. We may do some chin as well, depending on how we get on and shit. And we're gonna look through some other videos as well. I think there's a new podcast cringe as well out about Bert. So we're gonna go through that as well, watch along, and a few other bits and bobs that I've kind of pulled out. All right, that's the deal. That's the deal going forward. So big up the stream chat. Big up everybody tuned in right now. Big up Stevie M. I see you, bro. Big up Stevie M. Big up Stevie M. Big up Bing Bong. I see you. Oh yeah, true. That Trump thing, innit? I don't really know what the deal is about that, by the way. What was that? I saw something about Trump. What was it? Was it federal funding? What was it? That's it. There we go. I don't really know what's going on here, but I saw this headline on Twitter earlier about Trump trying to ban free speech or something. Let's put it up on the screen so you can see what I won. Big up Stevie M. So I saw this earlier on today. It says Trump vows to deport students over illegal protest. US President Donald Trump has said that he was cut funding to universities that allow what he called to be a legal protest and prosecute and deport foreign students who participate. What classifies as an illegal protest? Aren't by definition all protests illegal? Or am I bugging? Isn't by their very definition all protests illegal? How is one protest legal and one protest isn't? I guess it's illegal if it's not given heads up advance notice or something, or permission. On his Truth social media account, Trump said that all federal funding will stop for schools that permit students to protest illegally. Trump's announcement comes less than a year after a massive student protest against Israel's war in Gaza swept across the US campuses, including Columbia University in New York and University of California. American students will be expelled, Trump said. Trump did not specify what would constitute an illegal protest. Broadly speaking, the right to protest is protected by the First Amendment. Also, it's not even illegal. The First Amendment means you can basically protest and it's never illegal. That covers you. The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, also known as FIRE, swiftly condemned Trump's announcement. The colleges can and should respond to unlawful conduct, but the president does not and have unilateral authority to revoke federal funds, even for the colleges that allow illegal protest. The group added that the move will cast an impressionable chill on students' protest. Sorry. In a separate announcement, the U.S. Department of Education and General Services Administration and Department of Health and Human Services said that they would conduct a comprehensive review of Columbia's federal contracts amid the ongoing investigation. In the statement, the Education Department said that it was considering stopping work orders for $51 million in contracts with US. Americans have watched in horror more than a year as US students have been assaulted and harassed in elite campuses, repeatedly overrun by anti-Semitism. So what is this all about? What is the point of this? A White House fact sheet said on the order specified that it seeks to protect the law in order to quell pro-Hamas. So is that what it is? It's to quell pro-Hamas vandalism and intimidation and investigate, punish so it's about anti-Semitism. In April 2024, student protests against the war in Gaza drew national attention after students at Columbia were arrested and student encampments set up on campus. Bounds of arrests were ultimately made. At Columbia University, authorized the New York Police Department of officers to swarm the campus 4 months later. So what is the point? Like, why is he so hell-bent on banning protests? Is it because most students don't fuck with him? Or is it because he's trying to quell these anti-Israel, anti-Semitism, anti-war in Gaza situation? Like, what is the point? I don't understand why he's doing this. Big up the stream chat. Go to Huntington Beach any weekend and you'll see bootlicking Trumpers praise stupid rhetoric. They want to silence the youth. Okay, CVM. As far as these, Trudeau just said that he's putting 25% tariffs on 156 billion American goods in response to the Trump's tariffs on Canada. Well, the non-rich get GOP youth. I blame Drake. I blame the Drake. I blame Drake. He put the tariffs on Kendrick. Look up Young Old Vibes. Toby Moss. They took over the uni buildings. Obviously not allowed. Thank you, China. Yeah, but I'm wondering, what is this in response to? Like, what is he trying to quell? Is this in response to maybe the youth or the kids in the unis not being fans of him and wanting to basically protest against what he's doing? Like, what is the actual point of this? Like, I don't understand what the point of this is. Is it another way to get illegal aliens out of America? Like, what is the actual point of this? I'm so confused. It seems like he just woke up today and just thought, let me just sprinkle some hate out there. Which is, again, another thing that I dislike about Trump, to be fair. Like, you know, don't mind the guy being in power. It's not my country. You know, I'm not really involved in politics there. But the thing that really annoys me about him is that he doesn't go out of his way to avoid dividing the nation. Like, he loves to just divide, you know? It's like, brother, man. Yo, big up Addy Z. Thank you for being a member, bro. Big up Addy Z. Welcome to Zinger Nation. Appreciate you. Like he doesn't. He always goes out of his way to divide. You know, he's not ever trying to mend. He's not ever trying to like, you know, heal. He's not trying to bring together. He's always trying to fucking divide. Like, what is the point of this? Like, really? Like, what is the point of this? Who is this serving? Who is this helping? Please, for the love of God, tell us. Please tell us. Like, what is the point of this? I don't understand. It's so weird. People start to see he's trying to gargle Zio nuts like an American politician does. Okay, cool. So I guess this is like a way to get in bed with people who are maybe pro-Israeli, I'm assuming, and I guess pro-Israeli people are the ones with the money, and he's at heart he's a businessman, so maybe that makes sense. Big up Toby Moss. The unis don't stop when they could have. Trump is deflecting the real job of making things better for all Americans. Exactly, Stevie M. Big up Game Bread. If they're international students pushing the boundaries, then they should be sent home. If the international students pushing the boundaries, they shouldn't be sent home if they do anything illegal. I don't think you should be sent home because you annoy people when you're protesting. If you do something that's illegal, if you do something that warrants you being chucked out of the country, then like, you know, fair enough. But you shouldn't be chucked out just because you get on people's nerves. You know, did you break the law? Yes or no? Then you leave. Typical boomer. Big up Young God Vibe. CBM. That's all anti-Trump shit for today. He supports of the work of all of us. Yeah. I love you, bro. You're the best. Yeah, big up Boba Fett. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Solidarity with the students out there. Hopefully they figure out a way to go about doing this in a somewhat peaceful manner so they don't end up checked. Because that's the thing with Trump. Like, he's a bit of a blowhard, but with these type of things he follows through. So hopefully no one is silly and tries to test these gangster, because he will show you who's boss. And hopefully there's a resolution around this that doesn't involve people getting deported, doesn't involve people getting arrested. You know what I mean? Hopefully that happens. Hopefully that happens. But you never know with this guy. You never know with this guy. You never know with this guy. Cool. Let's move on. Let's go back to the Reddit. Let's see what I missed out from yesterday. What I missed out on yesterday. I think we spoke about that video with Kat, right? About her talking about what she doesn't like in men. I think we spoke about it, but I want to play it one more time.
What's like your biggest ick in a guy?
My biggest ick is definitely when a guy trips but he doesn't fall. I hate the motion of just like I don't know what it is. I know that's not fair because I'm really clumsy, but I hate when a man trips. Like, just fall. Commit to something. Yeah, like stand up straight, be vertical, be confident in your walk, or fall. I need commitment out of a man.
Now looking back at it, watching it again, I feel like she rehearsed this. I don't feel like this was said in the moment. I feel like they went over this a couple times because the acting is so terrible. So I feel like they actually rehearsed this a few times. That makes it even way more R-worded than actually having this sort of hot take. But big up Kat. And her icks, in case you were wondering, if you're trying to holler at her, that's one of her icks. We spoke about the Joanna tooth thing, right? We spoke about that. We spoke about her weird tooth. What else we got? Let's say, why don't you bring him to work? Okay, cool. Let's play this one. Why do you bring him to work? Let's play this one. What's this one about? Why do you bring him to work? He creates his own problems. This is about Donnie the dog, right?
So, what's up, dude?
What's up, man?
How long have you had your dog now? What's his name again?
Feels like 18 years. His name's Donnie.
Oh, yeah,
named
Donnie.
after Donald Trump.
Okay.
Let me.
So try hard, isn't it? Such a try hard, so cringe. Like, bro, please get a personality that doesn't involve fucking trying to. Let me actually adjust this box a bit. I don't like how it's set up. 1 second, bear me a moment here. Let me adjust this box slightly so you can see some of your names. Wait a sec. Let me just get this done. Is this work? There we go. Oh, hold on 1 second. Bear with me here. There you go. Is that working? There, a little bit there. I think that works with me. I think that works. Does that work? Yeah, there you go. That's better, I think. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah. I hate this shit, honestly. I hate this shit. And it's more so because he doesn't even have like any strong opinions when it comes to being right wing. He's not really edgy. He doesn't really say what he actually thinks. He just kind of tries to say it in these like indirect ways. by having a dog that's named after Donald Trump. Instead of having his dog named Trump, he calls it Donnie, which is also another bit of a cop out. Doesn't really sit in anything, and yeah, it's a bit lame. It's just corny. It really is, because this is also a political pivot based on COVID, really, because COVID happened and there was fucking lockdowns and he couldn't perform or go on tour and you're restricted with your travel. This is why suddenly now he's a fucking Donald Trump, biggest fan. He doesn't really agree. He doesn't really probably have any other reason outside of that. Do you know what I mean? And also the electric car thing.
Let me tell you something about golden doodles, man. They're stage 5 clingers. I can't fucking shake that thing. I'm used to.
I think all dogs are stage 5 clingers, to be fair. And I'm assuming if you Googled, you'd probably find out in 2 seconds that particular breed might be extremely clingy. But I think most dogs like being around their person. They like being around their master. They like being around their human. So the fact that he doesn't do even the tertiary, this is just like, I'm not sure about you, but when I buy tech, I mention the same thing with pets. When I buy tech, part of the fun of buying new tech is the Googling, is the YouTube review watching, is the Reddit trolling, is the Reddit, sifting through Reddit fucking threads, is the going on numerous websites and checking out their reviews. That's part of the fun, checking out stuff on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. That's part of the fun of buying something new. But also just randomly Googling and finding out what I want and seeing what's exactly in the box, seeing what comes with it, seeing what problems might arise, And this guy does zero of that. He's got zero curiosity inside of him. So he wants to buy a new dog. And he doesn't want just Google main characteristics of this particular dog. Things I should look out for. Things I should keep in mind now buying this dog. Because this dog's going to be a huge part of your life. Nothing. He just goes into it completely blind. And then discovers it along the way. Maybe that's part of his fun. That's what he enjoys doing. But it's interesting how he mentions these things about the dog breed he has as if it's a thing that nobody else knew. Nobody else knew the breed of dog he has is clingy. The breed of dog it needs maybe a regular haircut, or needs to be washed in a particular way, or maybe looked after in a particular way. Zero. Like, how can you not do the smallest amount of research, especially on such a big purchase like a dog? You didn't even Google it just to find out what I want.
Bully breeds where they're kind of independent to do their own thing.
Bully breeds?
Yeah, bully breeds, dog. Dude, listen, he's great. He's cute.
Wow, that's funny.
He needs to get off my goddamn dick. I cannot shake this fucking dog, dude. I can't do anything.
Does he go after your wife?
I also don't agree that he doesn't want to shake it. I think it's all a bit of game to act like an alpha. I guess part of the alpha identity is that you can't be into things. You can't like your own dog. You can't love your own dog. So I think he's trying to act like he doesn't really love the dog when most likely he also can't let the dog away. He also can't let go of the dog. He's also all up in the dog space because Brent doesn't have any friends. He doesn't do much outside of going to his kids' baseball games, play pretend mechanic. So he does need a bit of company. And that dog's probably a good bit of company because it can go along with him to his car rides. It can go along with him when he's going to go pick up parts, when he goes to the garage. So he's acting like he doesn't like the dog being around, but he probably loves it.
For now, just you?
No, just me. Him and Basti are close, so Basti go outside and play with him a bunch.
Why do you bring him to work?
What else?
That's a good question, by the way. And I think the reason why he brings us to work is because Joanna doesn't let him leave it at home. That's my theory. I think Slow Joe put her foot down. She probably does. She rarely puts her foot down, I feel like she gives him space or gives him the room to do what he wants so he can leave her alone. But I think there are some instances where she does put her foot down. I think in this regard, she's like, I look after the home, which she doesn't really, but I'm the stay-at-home mum. I'm not going to look after your dog while you're away working. No, if you want to have a dog, you look after it. So I think that's what happens. I think, yes, he's been told, and in no certain terms, that she's not going to look after it while he's at work. If you want a dog, take it with you.
What else am I going to do?
Leave him at home.
No, he likes to run.
But he's never going to admit that because it doesn't make him look alpha. And it makes it look like she has the trousers. So he doesn't want to act like he doesn't want to even give any inkling that she's makes any decisions. He makes all the decisions. But I'm pretty sure Slow Joe told him, this dog can't stay here. Where you go, the dog goes.
Roam around.
All right, well then that's on you then.
Well, but still,
if you left him at home, he wouldn't be like that.
No, he would. I get it. I get home. I can't do anything, dude. No one tells you this when you buy golden doodles. They're fucking stage 5 clingers, and people love that.
This guy.
No one tells you this. If you Google it, I bet you most people tell you this. I bet it's probably one of the number one things you hear about golden doodles is that they're clingy. I bet it's one of the number one things. I would say most dogs are probably clingy. You know, if you don't want to cling your pet, get a fucking cat. But I bet you it's a very known thing. Yeah, big up Abe Martinez, I appreciate it, brother.
It's a dog. WTF is wrong with him? It's cruel. Dogs want to spend time with their owners. They're a small part of our lives.
Exactly.
We're their whole life. SMFH.
Exactly. But I think he's just trying to act cool. Don't take him seriously. I just think he's trying to act cool. It's a weird thing, but he's just trying to act cool. Big up Abe Martinez, I appreciate you.
He's trying to be all tough guy right now. Cameras off. He's at home. He's like this.
Dude, I was the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'm all.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Big up Tim Okazi. It's a literally mix of a golden retriever. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I don't even know much about dogs, but I know golden retrievers are fucking clingy as fuck. They love being around a human. They love jumping around, running and shit. The fact that he didn't know this is fucking insane. But even I know this, right? I know golden retrievers have their thing. It's like, come on, man. Just a short, 10-minute Google would have let you know this.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Get off my dick.
Yeah. I got a new dog.
Panda Express.
That's fine. Some orange chicken smells delightfully.
Yep.
Peaches.
Smells delightfully. You can't say delightful. Some orange chicken smells delightfully.
Smells delightfully.
Yep.
God almighty.
Chicken smells delightfully.
Yep.
That's fine. Some orange chicken smells delightfully.
Yep.
Some orange chicken smells delightfully.
Yep.
Some orange chicken smells delightfully.
Yep.
This goes back to what I believed from before. I don't think he's got a speech impediment. I just think he's too lazy to correct himself. I just think he's too lazy, too arrogant, too narcissistic to correct himself. Like, he knows he's saying the wrong thing mid-sentence, but he's like, fuck it. They know what I mean. They get the gist of what I'm saying. They know what I'm trying to say. I bet you that's what he thinks. They know what I'm trying to say. They get the gist. Delightly, Fucking hell, Brendan. Moving on. Papa whines about Diddler and Brian being exposed as creeps again. I wonder why this always seems to come up. Is it him trying to defend his friends, or is it just him using it as an excuse to demonstrate that he's a good guy? Or something. I don't know. It's so bizarre that he keeps talking about this shit. Let's play the video anyway.
Because it really should be like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Let's see how this unfolds.
It's the same.
Before Agent.
Wow, I heard it. I think this is what Uche was saying the other day. Unfolds, not unfolds.
Let's see how this unfolds.
Unfolds. You mean unfolds?
How this unfolds.
It's the same.
Let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how this unfolds.
It's the same.
Unfolds.
It's the same.
Before how this unfolds.
Oh my God. Let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how this unfolds. God almighty, he's beyond help. Unfolds. Big up Uche. Yeah, I saw big up Uche. I think I saw you saying that, and I didn't realize what I thought you just trying to make a separate joke. I didn't realize that you were repeating what he said. Let's see how this unfolds.
Whatever.
Right.
Let's see how this unfolds.
It's the same.
Before
same thing with Jay-Z.
agents Hollywood go, we're out.
But how about this?
Off a tweet.
But how about this? You guys deal with it.
Yeah.
That's a weird statement to make. So Crystalia is saying in an alternate universe, or going forward, if somebody does get cancelled for some sexual, nonsense, or some sexual stuff, some DVF, some PDF stuff, some grape shit, it should be up to the studio, the production company, to deal with the backlash against it. They should not stand by their talent. What? Only somebody that's been accused of what he's been accused of would think that, to be fair. It makes no sense.
What do you mean?
Damn! Oh, you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yes and no, because the field that we're in, if it just goes, you guys deal with it, that's not fair to you and the shit you went through and what Brian went through. Because where the fuck was this energy back then?
What the fuck's he even talking about? I completely missed the point, by the way. What Crystalia is trying to say is that if he got this, I guess they're trying to say off the back of maybe, I think some people, I don't know why, but some people think because Trump's in power, it means cancel culture doesn't exist anymore. I don't think that's the case. I think cancel culture's power, strength, whatever influence was waning way before Trump got in power. And I think it's been demonstrated, if you have your own fan base, you can't really get cancelled anyway. You can do the most heinous of crimes, but if your fans come out to see you for shows, then you're not really that cancelled. You can get cancelled by the industry, you can get cancelled by a network or whatever, but if you have your own fan base, you're basically cancel proof. But if in the new reality, what Chris is suggesting was to happen, then a lot of movies, a lot of production companies would be pinning their hopes on somebody not being guilty of something they've been accused of. And I don't know about you guys, I know there are some people out there that put out false claims or false accusations, but I think by and large, most people who have been cancelled, especially in Hollywood, it's kind of been deserved. Maybe they're not, maybe some of them haven't done things that would warrant them going to prison, but they've done enough to probably warrant them having the career that's not a right, that's not that's not a God-given right to have, that's a privilege being taken away from them because they were assholes to people back in the day, or they're still assholes to people now, or they did some really horrible things to people. I think a lot of those people that got cancelled were probably guilty of what they got accused of. It's unfortunate when the ones who aren't guilty of it gets accused incorrectly, fair, and there probably should be a better way to integrate people who maybe have been proven innocent in a court of law, or there's no evidence to support the fucking accusations or allegations. But to say that a network or a studio should deal with whatever happens when you get cancelled and you should be allowed to just continue working is so naive, it's so delusional, it's so not based in reality, it's absolutely insane. And it also shows you that Chris has never put his own money behind something. He's never been the one putting up his money to have something made, because if he did, he'd know how insane it would be for him to take all the risk and hope that his talent isn't guilty of what he's been accused of, as opposed to the easy way, which is what they've done to him, which is just cut him out of the movie, and then try and recoup the money in the box office. It's literally impossible, because essentially if you get accused of something, you essentially tank whatever movie you're in. But for Chris D'Elia to suggest that people should just be able to just get along with their jobs and let an accusation be an accusation is absolutely insane. And Brendan not getting it and completely making another point is also chef's kiss.
If only this was around back then. So it takes a guy like this, and I heard he might be a scumbag. I don't give a fuck. But what he's doing, exposing this, and you're talking about two Hollywood titans who are trying to ruin his fucking career. And he goes, hold up, I got receipts.
He got a lot of
receipts. And people are listening.
I wonder why he's so passionate about it, though. Have you guys considered that? Why does it seem to rattle? Like, you don't hear Brian talking this passionately or this angry or this whatever about cancel culture and shit, but Brendan does. And he's not the one that got cancelled. He didn't get cancelled to the degree of Brendan, to Brian, or Chris D'Elia. I wonder why he seems to be so passionate about it. Is it because it's something that he done himself in the past that hasn't been exposed? Is he just trying to signal that he's some sort of good guy? Like, why is he talking? Why does he seem so rattled about it? Like, why does it bother you? Like, why do you care?
So this changes dynamics for the next comic who gets fucked over by some whore that wants fame and trying to ruin his reputation. Now,
big up Younger Vibes, exactly. Big up KP, because believing women is woke. That's actually a good point. That might be part of it. That might be part of it. Believing women is woke, and it's some fucking woke shit. It's some lefty liberal shit. So in order to stand against it, you talk passionately about how bad it is. And how important it is to have due process and stuff, I guess.
Now there's a discourse where we go, hold up.
Yeah, I will say I know Justin Baldoni. I met him a few times, and he's the fucking sweetest dude. That's all I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Justin Baldoni's happy about that. I don't think Justin Baldoni wants Chris D'Elia in his corner in this fight that he's having with fucking Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I think that's the worst person you want in your corner. You want Chris D'Elia to just shut the fuck up. Please, Chris D'Elia, shut the fuck up.
I know.
Oh man, I love him.
I mean, what they did with the Army of the Dead, they took me out. It cost them millions of dollars. That they just lost money.
Who was that for?
They lost money on it.
I like how he's taking credit for this. It still burns to this day, innit, right? It still burns him till this day. It still burns him to this day. This movie was terrible anyway, but I think it was definitely one of those movies that was meant to be the first building block, the first step towards him being an action movie star, which he wanted to be prior to him being cancelled. But it seems funny that he's still talking about it till this day. It still bothers him that much that this shitty movie replaced him during his cancellation, and he hasn't been able to get over it.
Who was that for?
They lost
already trash movie.
Yeah,
you want to
put it out?
More money?
Put it out. They spent money replacing me. It's like,
and they're only calling it trash now because Crystalia is not in it. If Crystalia was in it, they'd be lying and coping and whatever. And that it was a really good movie.
They just lost money on that.
That's my thing.
And
now.
here I am, still fucking. You know what I mean? It's like it's like
I've used the AI.
Still what though? Still what? Still fucking what? As if that's a victory. Like, the victory is not that you're not. The victory isn't clearing your name. The victory isn't making sure everyone knows that you're innocent. The victory is that you're still alive. That counts as a victory because you're still working. You're still doing comedy. That doesn't really count, I don't think, personally for me. I think if I got accused of what Chris got accused of, I'd want to clear my name. I want there to be no confusion that I touch kids. No confusion that I'm into very young girls. No confusion that I treat them like shit. No confusion that I force myself onto people or do whatever. I wouldn't want any of that confusion. I want to clear my name, completely. It wouldn't be a win because I'm on the road, because I'm selling out tours and stuff. That wouldn't be a win. The win would be nobody thinking I'm a fucking PDF or a diddler. But in Crystalia's eyes, as long as you're selling tickets, PDF stuff is okay.
Here you are, still crushing it on the road.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
And all those bitches, all those comics that hopefully made the right business decision. You ain't selling tickets. Podcast still ain't shit.
How do you know that though? So I guess he's calling out podcasters and whatever comedians who distance themselves from Crystalia when you got accused of what you got accused of. I'm sorry, but if you're a grown-ass person with a family and a life that you need to take care of, why would you bank your future on Crystalia, your friend, not being guilty of the things you've been accused of? That makes complete business sense. And the thing that's funny about it is that if the shoe was on the other foot, if Brendan Schaub got accused of what Crystalia got accused, this is the thing that's really sad about this, right? Really tragic. If Brendan got accused of what Crystalia got accused of, there is no way Crystalia is doing a show with him. I repeat, if Brendan got accused of what Crystalia got accused of, Chris is not standing by him the way Brendan stood by him. That's the really sad part about this. Even though Chris is probably, in my opinion, guilty of what he got accused of, I think Brendan is so dumb, so redacted that he's actually standing by him as like a good friend. And obviously, because he's a good fucking meal ticket, especially with Theo Von not being around, Chris is probably the closest thing to Theo in terms of guaranteed views and whatever. But that's a really tragic part about this. Like, Chris would have also made a business decision for his future, for his career, and for his family, and he would have distanced himself from Brendan. That's a smart thing to do. Who would not do that? If it then gets proven that you're innocent, of course I want to come back around, because you're innocent now. But you can't take it personally if I'm stepping away from you because you got accused of something heinous, or like what Chris got accused of. Like, come on, man. Allegedly on those court documents, he's, double checking if people are a certain age range and shit. Like, come on, bro. That's not like normal shit. Of course you're gonna step aside. Of course you're gonna distance yourself. Who wouldn't?
How'd that decision go for you?
Well, I wish.
But you know what? I don't begrudge people their like whatever they think is right.
They're just
for
not
them.
my foxhole.
Yeah,
I don't fuck
that's
with
all.
them.
Exactly.
I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them. Don't call me for nothing.
It's all. Yeah, it's all.
Who would call you for anything? Look how passionate he is about this. Chris, the one that got accused of it, is like laying back in his chair, slouching, talking calmly. Eric Griffin is chiming in, talking in a somewhat calm manner. But Brendan is turned up. He is really ramped up. He's really fucking passionate about this. It's like, bro, you didn't get accused of diddling anybody. You might got accused of cheating a bunch of times, but Joanne doesn't seem to care, so who fucking cares? Why are you so passionate about this, man? Relax. The lady does protest too much.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but it's but
it's not though.
I know, but
you can forgive, but don't forget.
No, right, some of them I don't even forgive.
Jesus Christ, Brendan. Jesus Christ. Brendan telling Chris never to forgive and forget.
Like, I guess the biggest shock to me after all the shit we've been through is I thought the people that knew, our friends, I was like, oh, we're all gonna rally together. Fuck them.
Rally together about what? Even the people that got accused of what they got accused of didn't rally together. Chris basically admitted it. Didn't Chris admit that some of the accusations were legit by saying he's going to therapy and shit? So clearly he had a problem, which led to him to go to therapy. Brian Callen stepped away from his podcast. He didn't even defend himself on his show. Rogan didn't invite him on his show to defend himself. He didn't come on a Friday the Kid and defend himself. So what is all this like wanting everybody else to rally behind you because you've been accused of R-wording somebody? Like, come on, man. That is so unrealistic. So insane.
I was bad because I come from team sports.
Yeah, same, dude.
Don't say same, right?
No, not sports, but same with loyalty. No way, dude. If that's what a comic is, I ain't that.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Well, so that's where I was like, oh.
Team sports. So when somebody gets cancelled, you all get cancelled. So somebody wins, you all win. That's not how it works, bro. Honestly, this guy's got the brain of a fucking 5-year-old, isn't it?
Oh, I'm not like them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out.
I know, but I've said this.
I couldn't. I was
raised.
I was baffled.
Yeah.
Baffled and hurt and upset.
Yeah.
You're an idiot then. If you're baffled, hurt, and upset that grown people, grown adults with their own futures, careers, and families to look after, were making a business decision, a principled decision, moral decision, whatever it was, based on what the evidence they had available, to step aside and not maybe, defend Chris or not fucking be by his side, or maybe make public examples that they are definitely not endorsing what he did by releasing statements or unfollowing. If that confused or baffled you or offended you, you're a fucking idiot. Big up Ruben Rivera.
Callen never ever hung out with Dalia. Never ever.
Big up Ruben Rivera. Oh, big up Kevin Cornell as well. Big up Big up Kevin Cornell. Thank you for being a member, brother. Big up Kevin Cornell. Big up for being a member. Appreciate you.
Where I want to fight people.
And
that's not where you want me at.
I know, but the thing is, like, look. People make business decisions. I'm not saying they're right.
Bitches.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
People make business decisions, and I'm not saying they're right. But people would rather lose a friendship with this person and be wrong than to stand by them and then find out later.
And they also might believe it's true because it is true. How about that? Forget the fucking friendship thing. They might actually believe it might sicken them. They might be normal, well-adjusted people where it might sicken them to find out that somebody that they knew, somebody they thought they knew, could be involved in such stuff or could have done something so terrible that they just can't look at you the same way anymore. Until you prove, until you demonstrate, until you clarify that that's not the case, they're going to step aside and make adjustments and go the other way. That's completely okay with me. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I don't know why that's an issue.
That's just the choices that people have made.
That says a lot about their character.
That's like with Dalia. Like, people thought I hung out with Chris all the time on the outside of. I never hung out with Chris once.
Yeah.
I had dinner with Chris exactly one time at Swingers at 11 at night, but I never spent time socially with Chris.
Honestly, what a coward! What a sniveling, like, jellyfish, lacking in backbone, fucking coward, isn't it? What a sniveling snake! People think me and Chris are friends. Like, he's so frantic, isn't it? Trying to clarify that him and Chris aren't friends. Like, what? Look at him!
About their character.
That's like with Dalia. Like, people thought I hung out with Chris all the time on the outside of. I never hung out with Chris once.
Yeah.
I had dinner with Chris exactly one time at Swingers.
It says a lot about their character.
That's like with Dalia. Like, people thought I hung out with Chris all the time on the outside of. I never hung out with Chris once.
Yeah.
I had dinner with Chris exactly one time at Swingers at 11 at night, but I never spent time so.
Absolutely shameless. You went to a restaurant called Swingers, by the way, which is obviously, its own little tale, but absolutely shameless, isn't it? Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy, sniveling snake. Fuck off. With friends like Brian, who needs fucking enemies, isn't it? Another day, another ad read. Fuck up.
For new customers to play 5 to get 50 and pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Jesus Christ. He can't pronounce DraftKings. DraftKings. One more time.
It's from Draft. New customers to play 5 to get 50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings.
When was it?
For new customers to play 5 to get 50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Draft creams, you said, but it's
I know.
DraftKings.
Oh, I'm sorry.
From DraftKings. The
Gambling problem? Cool. Gambling problem? Cool. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Draft creams. Honestly, man, I would love to know the amount of sponsors and ads he's lost just because of purely, not even performance, just because of how redacted he is and his inability to fucking do the ad reads or to pronounce the words correctly. I wonder how many ads he's lost just purely off that. Like, this is just too bad, man. You sound like you're drunk. You sound like you're concussed. You sound like you're CTE. You sound like you're compromised. You sound like you're mentally deficient. You sound like you had a stroke. We just can't have you be a part of our brand. We can't have you promote our product. It's just giving a bad impression. Like, why can't you pronounce DraftKings? DraftKings? Like, what? One more time.
For new customers to play 5 to get 50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings.
And the funny thing about this as well is that they don't ever record them separately. They're just such in a rush. They're so, like, you know, impervious to doing any kind of hard work or staying a bit extra or or having high quality standards or making sure the ads are done well. Just do them separately. Record the show or record the ads before you do the show. Just go through the ad reads and just quietly sit there, read them through. If you fuck them up, start again. Like, it's not that difficult. And then after the show, because it's recorded, it's not like it's live streamed, you can then get those clips of you doing the ad reads and insert them into the overall video, export, and you're done. But they can just re-record it. It's not that difficult. You don't have to include these, you know, these fucking, these cuts where he's unable to pronounce DraftKings correctly. One more time.
For new customers to play 5 to get 50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Draft creams, you said, but it's
I know.
DraftKings.
Oh, I'm sorry.
From DraftKings.
Oh, bless him, man. It's so bizarre. Just re-record it, man. It's not that difficult. Everyone fucks up when you're reading aloud. It's quite difficult to do sometimes, but just re-record it, bro. Golden Ficky's turning on Eric. Wow, finally. People are starting to hate Eric as much as I do. Going from Theo and Cats to this, it's time to roll Eric over to the window for his soup. 60-year-old telling people what toddlers are like every week is no bueno. Yes, it's finally happening. Everyone's turning against Eric Griffin. I love to see it. Eric is a massive dork. Every time Eric speaks and Chris just says, it's exactly how we all feel when Eric talks. And it's almost every time Eric speaks in every one of these podcasts, you can tell Chris does not care for what he's saying. Laughing face emoji. Go back and listen and you can hear it. Love it. Another screenshot. Another riveting podcast of Eric talking about his kid and wife. Truly one of the contributions to mankind. Brendan only laughs when he thinks he's supposed to. The whole pod was just turned into Eric ranting and raving every week. Dude needs to calm down. He's unbearable. Yeah, I told you, man. Honestly, his podcast, Riffing with Griffin, if you really want to get down on your luck, if you really want to feel negative, if you want to feel fucking miserable, check out Eric Riffing with Griffin. It's so dour. It's so negative. It's so low energy. It's horrendous, bro. He just sits on there and complains for most of it. Chastises his chat, bans people. Like, it's horrible. He's so miserable, man. But it's a bit of a ride, so I recommend watching it. Check it out if you haven't before. Griffin and Griffin's a fucking ride. Another person. Serious question. Has the shift from comedy podcast to culture war, dad talk hour been an intentional decision? It's the riffing, bitching, and tripping with Griffin hour now. And last one. The show needs to be changed to interruption hour. Can one of the 50 producers tell Eric to stop banging on the desk while he talks? It's so fucking grating. It sounds like someone is using a pillow to knock on my door. The dad hour. Eric's worse to live with. Just seems like he would complain about the little shit. Yep, for sure. God bless Eric's wife, by the way. That's a hell of an arrangement. Being with Eric every day, having a baby by him, and having him constantly complain about life, oof, that would drive me nuts. Cool. What else is going on here that I missed out? Then we go to Tfatk. Body language of the two best friends excited for the future. Two best friends excited for the future. Body language.
I was like, oh, you're so
People
off.
get different ideas.
Yeah. Weird,
I'm
right?
curious
Weird
to
takeaway.
see who it is.
Yeah, you'll know.
Very interesting.
Look at that body language. Both looking
Chin,
down.
how are you feeling about Texas?
Both dour. Brian questioning all his life choices and regretting telling who he told about Tfatk ending, and feeling exposed and vulnerable that now he's been exposed. Oh, I love it. What a brilliant episode that was. You're what? You're a what?
I was trying to install something. Yeah. I just turned it on like this and said, okay, I can't figure out.
Step by step?
Yeah. I was like, I can't figure out. This is how I was talking to it. I can't figure out what this one piece does. It was like, oh, Eric, I know exactly what piece you're talking about.
Oh, I need to try that. Because
Yeah,
I'm a self-taught mechanic and I just go to YouTube.
I'm a self-taught mechanic. God almighty. What? That is a stretch, by the way. Because you what? Because you applied decals to the side of your truck, or because you spray paint the grill black with house spray paint, you're a self-taught mechanic. I don't know about that.
Talking about.
Oh, I need to try that. Because I'm a self-taught mechanic and I just go to YouTube. I look.
Let's see. What counts as a self-taught mechanic? I don't know if I'm writing the right question here, but I wonder what level you have to be. Is it changing wiring? Let's see. A self-taught mechanic is somebody who has gained their mechanical knowledge and repair skills primarily through independent learning, such as reading manuals, watching online tutorials, experimenting on their own vehicles, hands-on practice. I don't think he's done a lot of that sort of stuff. Rather than extending formal automotive training, what's some of the key points about being self-taught? Hands-on experience, no formal training, self-directed learning, hands-on experience, problem-solving skills. Skill level can vary. Sophistication may be limited. Potential for limitations. To be a self-taught mechanic, do you have to have what? Changed the engine of a car? Do you have to have changed the electric wiring? Do you have to have known how to? Surely a self-taught mechanic can't just be replacing the steering wheel in your car, right? Or replacing the fucking gearbox, the ball on the gearbox. Surely it's more than. Surely there's a level that you reach to become a self-taught. I would say a self-taught mechanic is somebody that's done any kind of electrical wiring or anything that relates to the fucking engine. That's probably a self-taught mechanic, like something to do with that. But if you just fucking put seat covers on your chair, on your car interior, you change the fucking, the trim around your fucking steering wheel, that doesn't count as a mechanic for me. You have to do something to do with wiring or something to do with the engine. Electrical wiring or the engine, that's when you're self-taught. If you haven't done that, then you're not self-taught. But I could be wrong. I'm a self-taught mechanic.
Talking about.
Oh, I need to try that. Because I'm a self-taught mechanic and I just go to YouTube. I look up how to do it and I have all my tools and I do it.
You need to do this.
That's what I'm going to do.
Here we go.
I'm a self-taught mechanic. No, you're not. Also, this would have been a far better show for Toontown, by the way. Toontown's dead, but it would have been a far better show if he made Toontown into him learning how to fix his cars by himself. Fucking up, writing off maybe a couple, bricking some, like trying to, repair an engine, whatever doing, suspension, wheels, axles, transmission. That would have been sick, actually, to see that play out, because it would have been fucking funny to see him fucking fuck it all up. But that would have made a far more compelling channel and would have made that channel reason for existing make more sense, as opposed to him just going to garages and handing over his car and tapping his fucking credit card on the machine. Do you know what I mean? That makes no sense. But hey, what do I know? Big Brown, we get it. You're getting your Razzies, but why did you only wear this once, and why was it the time you had Ghana on? Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. The saying Brendan wore this top specifically because of France and Ghana because it was Bob Marley. He tried to connect with a fellow black man and say he put on his Bob Marley shirt. Yeah, I've not seen him wear this ever again. That's a good point. When did he ever wear this shirt ever again? I don't think he did. He wore the fucking the olive green long sleeve Bob Marley shirt only to do Food Truck Diaries with fucking France and Ghana. What a fucking legend. That is hilarious. Of course I like blacks. You heard of Bob Marley? Oh, that's fucking brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. We got the person that posted that. Falsely what?
I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused. I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused.
He didn't even know the word, you know. It's not like he quickly rescued it. He didn't even know what the word was. He was still confused. He had no idea what the word was. Falsely confused.
I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused. I
don't think I've ever heard anybody mess up falsely accused and say falsely confused ever. And I don't think you ever will as well, my dear listener, my dear viewer. I don't think you'll ever encounter another person in your life that fucks up falsely accused in a way that he did. Falsely confused.
I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused.
Put your toe holds on before running. In Texas, the Texas rape all massacre. Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, that's a bit too much. God Almighty. Okay. The Texas rape all massacre. God Almighty. Tom making a dicey suggestion about D'Elia, who we should text April 2020.
Time ago, D'Elia, when he was on Vine, he would do this thing where he goes, "So cute," or whatever.
Yeah.
And Georgia and her friends were doing it. They were in like fucking 6th grade, and they were quoting D'Elia.
Yeah, he created like his own lexicon.
I mean, it's bizarre when you think about it. Like, but
that's actually true. Do you remember that time when D'Elia was doing that? My baby, what was it? I forgot that thing he was doing. What was it? It was some sort of thing. And Brendan started copying it for a while. He had a lot of slang. He had a lot of little things, little words he'd use, a lot of language that kind of became part of the lexicon for people around the comedy scene. Kind of wild, isn't it? How popular he was at one time. People were fucking copying how he was saying, sort of thing. Like even the oops, that sort of shit, that obviously was big. I thought there was something else he did as well. He did quite a lot of stuff that people kind of latched onto.
And Georgia was doing it the other day. His special was out. She was watching videos of him laughing hysterically on her phone.
Why don't you have ask Chris to do a message to them like, "Hey girls, your dad asked me to say I'm friends with him, and I hope you're doing well in your quarantine." Have him do one of those.
No,
I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yep. R indeed. Crystalia. I don't think they've spoken about Crystalia since that day, to be fair. I love chasing the build. That's the best part for me. What's that? What an experience. Brody and I took a trip down to LA to shoot Brendan Schaub. Fully custom diesel swapped H1 Hummer. Shout out to Sig Motorsports for building such a badass ride. And just for fun, Brendan gave Brody a ride in his 1,204 horsepower Dodge Demon. Okay, so I guess this is some photo shoot that they done. Brendan posing in front of his Hummer. I love how when he poses, he's wearing his fucking his overalls, right? His mechanical gear. He wants to get in character, so he puts on his clothing that makes him look like he actually works on his trucks when he doesn't. He's humble wear. He's humble garb. No crazy trainer standing in front of his Hummer. What a funny pivot, man. What a funny pivot. There's a Hummer. The Hummer's quite nice, to be fair. I like it when it's like this. It's just this like, what's it, sandblast whatever color and the black wheels. I think that's quite nice when it's just basic like that and not done too crazy. But obviously, Papa had to fuck it up. Papa fucked it up, and look what he done to that fucking Hummer. Look how awful it looks now. Like, this looks shockingly bad. It's got these black rims, the tires, this black grill thing, the black doors, the roof. Like, it looks horrible. He fucked it up really bad, man. It looks really nice plain, I think. Classic Hummer style, like in this. I think that's what Hummer should look like. You know, keep them as close to their original spec as possible. Maybe update the tires and but I think this style was way better. Maybe you fuck around with the lights a bit, but I don't think you need to go as extreme as like changing the roof color, the doors, all this stuff. It's just too much. It's just too much. That is so ugly looking, man. Really ugly looking. But maybe it won't matter because the people you're selling it to are probably going to use it for actual things, so it won't matter what you do to it. It's probably going to retain its value. I don't know. But I think it looks terrible like that compared to the other way. But I guess he's trying to sell it, so let's see how that goes. Papa made the top 10 on the EPS Teen League. What? Okay, redact, that's hilarious. Brian Collin. Is that his name? He doesn't pronounce his name correctly.
Have with me today Brian Collin. He is an
Brian Collin. Oh, big up Jesse Lee Peterson, man. Brian Collin.
Today, Brian Collin. He is an actor, stand-up comedian, and the host of Off Limits and the Fighter and the Kids podcast.
That's interesting, you know? That's interesting that he mentions Off Limits podcast, which we don't really hear much about, if ever. I don't know when the last time is that Brendan or Brian did an episode of that podcast, by the way. Let me check my phone quickly here. Off Limits. Brian Callen. When did he record last episode for that? It's on his channel. Okay, last episode was 3 months ago. The last episode was 3 months ago of Off Limits. 3 months ago. But when he goes on Jesse Lee Peterson, the first thing they mention about him is not the fire and the kid. They mention Off Limits first.
Alpha. I'm already alpha though. She's attracted to me because that's, you know, I would argue that my first wife and my second wife were attracted to my.
Your first wife and second wife?
Yeah.
How many times you been married?
Man who I'm a competitive, fairly aggressive man. I'm not an abusive man, but I'm aggressive in the world.
Oh, really, dude?
Ganscher claimed she did not know at the time Callen was married and that he offered to help her acting career. Ganscher alleged that Callen once told her women have a, quote, biological primal desire to be raped.
Brian Collin.
This obsession with being alpha is funny, man. Like, just treat people around you nicely, man. Be a well-regarded person. Be a well-respected person. Be a kind of person where if you leave the room, people have nice things to say about you. I don't know, man. Being alpha and it all just being about women being scared of you, or women cowering in front of you, is so bizarre to me. Surely there's other facets of being alpha out there. But hey, what do I know? What is this? Toe holds. They're the best flip-flops I ever had. They're dope. You can't even pull them apart. They're really, really well made. Okay, Rogan shilling for toe holds. I wonder. No, this is not even a quote directly from him. I think this is a quote taken from Rogan talking about toe holds when Brian Callen was under or something. I think when Brian was shilling super hard for toe holds, he just started talking about them. And I think they take that quote from there. But hey, that's that. Fankum. Brian Callen, rapist and hack. Jesus Christ. This Reddit is too much. Papa tries his I do the pod even if I don't money podcast thing. Yep. Let's play that.
If you're not making that money, if you
most
can make,
rappers can't.
If you can, no, I'm saying, but if you can make the equivalent amount of money
sitting at home,
photo shoots,
yeah.
and podcasting and things like that. I mean, it's in all industries.
Agreed.
People have become we're influencers.
No,
you know, it just so happens that like if you're doing an art form that you love to do and you can still make money at it, then you do that.
The difference is we didn't get involved in this to make money.
He says this because he's made a lot of money and because he's friends with Rogan. It's easy to have this as opinion. It's easy to have this egalitarian, altruistic opinion when your introduction to the industry was Rogan and Callan. It's easy because they kind of, you're given the fucking ticket to the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Anybody else has to be strategic about this or do it simply for love of the game. But when you're making tons of money passively because of your association with Rogan, you're probably going to have this point of view. Man, it doesn't really matter money it doesn't really matter about money, man. It's all about partying, man. It's all about connecting with the fans, man. It's all about being here with your friends, man. So full of shit.
I did to have a good time with my friends. It just so happened everybody else got involved and started to make money.
Right.
I would do this whether we made money or not.
I didn't even.
Such a lie, by the way. Such an absolute lie, especially the Golden Hour. They've got a Patreon. They've got a channel. They maintain the episodes. They never really miss one. I don't think. Maybe Brendan's not there one time, but I don't think they've missed an episode per week. So it does make them some money, and that's probably the reason why they're still there. Especially Chris D'Elia. He was going for making tons of cash before. So if he's still there, it's proof that the money's decent enough to, give them bother to go. But Brendan saying he'll do it for free is hilarious because I don't think these two would. Maybe Brendan actually might do it for free because he's that lonely, but I don't think Eric and Chris would.
I don't. This is how I socialize.
Oh, I need to get paid.
This is how I socialize. That is so sad, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of DSP when Darkside Phil would say he socializes with his stream chat. That's how he connects with people, through his stream chat. Could you imagine socializing just on podcasts? That's how you get your social interaction. You don't actually go out and meet people. You don't have any real life friends. Zero. You just get your friends from the fucking stream chat. Not even the stream chat, like just from the people that you do the fucking show with. You sit down on the podcast and these are your friends allegedly. You don't actually text outside of the show either, which is also a bit weird.
No.
Eric's on the come up on that end, but
you think I'm driving out here to?
But no, but
love y'all.
The point is, I didn't.
That's a good representation of how fake Eric Griffin's laugh is. Just a nervous tick because he's being completely serious. He's being 100% serious there. He definitely wouldn't be fucking with these guys if he wasn't paying. He's lucky it has, and it's probably worked out. It's probably worked out the best for Eric Griffin. Everyone getting cancelled because he's been able to worm his way into the group. Because beforehand, I think they didn't really care much about him. They kind of treated him, like how Bobby Lee was treating him. Kind of dismissed him and put him to the side and just called him when they needed him, but didn't really give him opportunity to make consistent money or get views to them in any kind of consistent way. So I think it was the best thing ever that happened when Brendan went down, Chris went down. It gave Eric an opportunity to kind of, befriend Brendan again, his good graces, and since then he's been a staunch Brendan protector. Interesting situation all around.
No, you could even make money when I started doing this.
No, nor did I care. It wasn't even a thought. Also, back to the podcast thing also, but like, we're all busy. We have, other businesses and you got kids, family. Like, when's the last time you sat down and talked with a buddy for an hour? Like, look, sat down for an hour. If I didn't have this.
Oh, he's trying to make one of those points, isn't it? He's trying to make that Theo Von point where he said about Rogan, when he first went on Rogan, he doesn't even talk to his friends for more than 2 hours or something. I think that's the point he's trying to make here. Again, it's very redacted and very sad. I think he's trying to flex or make it sound impressive or cool or like progressive and forward thinking, but it's like, no, you probably should balance out your podcasting friends with some real friends, or maybe you shouldn't pin your whole social interaction on just recording a podcast where you don't communicate with the chat, you don't engage with the audience in any kind of way. You just talk ad nauseum to your three friends about the same fucking topics again and again and again. It's probably not the greatest time in the world.
I don't talk to anybody, man.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with anybody.
This is where if we were podcasting, going to 1-on-1 after sex.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
That was my god, bro.
I think only Brendan is alone in that. By the way, the other guys didn't co-sign him. I don't fuck with anybody. I don't talk to anybody. What I do is here. I don't think the other guys co-signed him. I think they all have healthy social lives. I think Brendan's the only freak. The only people he speaks to, he pays, whether they're mechanics or podcast co-host. He doesn't speak to anybody in his real life that he doesn't pay outside of his wife, like an adult. You know, that's the real sad part about it. But hey, if Papa's happy, I guess he's happy. Papa gives a chumby-free reason of quitting comedy.
Like right now, it's very deliberate. If we're gonna go do a spot, we're gonna go do a spot because we made it.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I
after
mean?
after the pandemic,
that's
I
a
think
problem.
everything changed.
That sucks.
What do you mean?
That sucks.
Well,
you know what? Maybe for me, because I think one of the reasons I gravitate towards it and ran with it was because I felt like there was a group.
I agree.
So Brendan only got involved in stand-up because of the group mentality, the group feeling. Comedy is never a group activity though. You do it, it's a solo pursuit. You're on stage by yourself, you write by yourself, you travel to the shows by yourself, you go up by yourself. There's nothing group about it. Maybe there's the Rat Pack or whatever, comedy podcaster team, but it's never been a group sport. It's never been a group activity.
And once that left,
I agree.
COVID happened, and I would see Eric every now and then.
Fucked everything
but outside that, I didn't see anybody.
Yeah, COVID changed it
And I
all.
was on my own. I'm like, oh, this. And then I realized, I was kind of doing it so I could see my friends and be like them.
Yeah.
But if I'm on the road by myself, I'm doing spots by myself. Like I don't. This isn't for me.
But that's stand-up though. So essentially, he's admitting as soon as his friends left, as soon as the safety blanket was gone, as soon as he stopped getting fucking bring-ins to perform on the fucking main stage of the Comedy Store, as soon as he stopped becoming, he was high up on the bill because of the fact of who his friends were, suddenly comedy isn't that important anymore. Doesn't mean shit. It's like, God almighty, bro. Like, this guy. At least he's being honest about it, but it is quite funny to see that it played out in real time. Like, the moment where it was kind of the opportunity to kind of knuckle down and really prove that you're about the game, you're about the life, and you really want to be a comedian, he just quit. He's like, nah. If I can't do this amongst my fucking Rat Pack of people, I'm out, And he hasn't been seen since.
Unless,
I don't love it as much as you guys do to pursue that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
You were never a comedian then. You just play make-believe. What happened to the SNL? What happened to wanting to host SNL one day? That's completely left now because your friends aren't around. So his friends being around would have made him want to apply, would have made him want to audition, would have made him want to try to give stand-up another go. If you felt like, what? Come on, man. Like, honestly. Full of shit. Name this duo. What's this pictures of? Okay, Eddie Bravo and Brendan and Brian doing some promo shots back in the day. I don't think Eddie will be seen in a room again with Brendan voluntarily. Don't think he likes the guy too much. Chin isn't moving to Austin.
Get used to that. Get the hair out of here. Get used to that, fellas. This is the last legs of being sick.
And the last legs of this show.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, welcome to the after hour.
Welcome to the after hour.
Definitely not the last legs of this show. Chin just told us.
For me.
Chin just told us he's not moving to Austin.
I'm not moving.
He's going to stay here and invest in our show.
Yeah.
We love it. And we're going to set up.
Someone offered me a job. Someone you know.
Oh.
Me.
No. But I'm not going to take it.
Bobby Reed?
Ooh. Connected.
You get the gist. You get the gist. I think they're being sarcastic here. I think Chin is going to Austin. I think he's very loyal to Brendan and Brian. I think he credits them for changing his life and giving him the ability to live in all these 2-balcony plus apartments and have the money to buy his equipment and go to do studio time and drive around his Prius, dumping fucking dead girl bodies in the lake where he goes to quote unquote fish. So I think he loves those guys. I think he's definitely down to go down with the ship. So he's not going anywhere. I thought that was just them being sarcastic. Chin leaving the show and staying in LA.
Get used to
Get the hair out.
We've seen that already. Boy Meets World is a problem.
D'Elia, because his career is over. It's all coming out this week. ABC is doing a story on Chris D'Elia and his many secrets. Now, as you know, Chris D'Elia has many controversies that people cover.
It's mad how he's aged, isn't it, over the years? Or maybe he was never that good looking anyway, but it's mad how he's aged, isn't it? Like, he's aged, wow. It's like it's all just happened here in the center of his face. He's still got long hair, you know, like he's still got a full head of hair for the most part. You know, it's receding on the edges, but it's wild how the aging just happened right here. The aging affected him right there. He looks really haggard. It's pretty wild.
But there's a whole secret, disgusting backstory that I've found here. Now, most people know that Chris D'Elia's dad was a big studio guy. He's a high up exec. So Chris D'Elia lived a life on set. He lived a life of privilege, a life of nepotism, and being involved in Hollywood since he was a baby. And so here's where it gets interesting. The big show his father was the showrunner for was the show Boy Meets World. Big 90s hit, a big TGIF Fridays kids show.
I didn't know that.
And if you'll pay close attention and look back.
Isn't Boy Meets World the show that had Topanga in it? That girl that everyone fucking loves and shit.
Back and see the character Eric Matthews shares a lot of similar traits to Chris D'Elia. Now,
really?
Now, in an interview, Chris explains that his father wanted to give him the role of Eric Matthews, but he didn't act at that time. He didn't have the power to do so. He couldn't usurp the casting directors who had given, who were looking at kids who have been acting for years. Chris D'Elia, this was his first gig.
Is this true, or is this just like conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat shit? Hope this is real. This is fucking wild if true.
So Chris does not get the role as Eric Matthews, but if you look at that character, you'll see Chris D'Elia has based his entire life on that character. Chris D'Elia is copying forever Eric Matthews. He's trying to be this character on the show that was so successful that he didn't get to be.
Uche, stop being grown up. Stop being sensible. Stop being wise, and let us have some fun. This might be true. Let's believe it. Uche, stop ruining the fun.
So just go back any random episode of Boy Meets World, scroll to the part where there's Eric Matthews, the older brother, the comic relief, and you'll see Chris D'Elia is taking his entire personality, his entire concept of comedy is coming from one guy. And that one guy, poor Will Friedle, the actor, who didn't want to be involved in any of this mess, has a restraining order against Chris D'Elia because...
What? The actor that played that kid has a restraining order against Chris D'Elia. For what? For what? You can't just drop that in there like that and not give any proof or background. He has a restraining order against Chris D'Elia. What for? Please, evidence, more.
Chris D'Elia, at one point in the early 2000s, got into a physical altercation with Will Friedle and broke his jaw. That's right, there's literally police reports that show that Chris D'Elia...
Where are these police reports? Please show us. Chris D'Elia broke someone's jaw. I can't believe this.
Attacked, assaulted, and brutally injured Will Friedle, the actor, who, again, completely innocent, just cast in this role, has no idea that there's this psychopath who's fighting for his father's love.
The music and the editing work as well. I believe this guy, I'm not gonna lie. The music, the fucking editing of the certain clips and shit, I believe this guy 100%.
By trying to be the character of Eric Matthews, and he feels like he was stripped of that. So after Chris D'Elia does this absurd and horrific assault on this young actor, Will Friedle, Chris disappears for a long time. No one hears about him for a while. Until about 10 years later, he pops up as the second lead on the show, Whitney, which is, as we all know, Whitney Cummings had a TV show. And
Jesus Christ, man. I hope that's real, man. I hope that's real. I don't care. I want it to be real so badly. I want it to be real so badly. Oh my god. Chris D'Elia is a fucking menace, bro. What a fucking menace. I don't know if that's real, but I want it to be real so fucking badly. So fucking badly. Let's continue. But he walked away. How did he get caught?
From the morning, he went and met her for coffee. He crashed his car and ran from it.
Oh yeah, I heard the bit. He was like, "Fuck, what did he say?"
He ran from it?
Yeah, he left the car.
So how did he get caught for DUI
then? I love Chin.
I tell this story now. I have
Nick, I was going to ask you to tell this story.
Because I mean, you can't get a DUI if you're not there. Like,
the fact that Chin knows this sort of stuff is very troubling. It shows how much he drinks. Chin's proper wised up and clued up to all the laws and the loopholes around fucking driving drunk and whatever else it may be. That's the real concerning part about it. Chin knows everything.
I don't know what happened.
Big up Chin. Big up fucking Chin. But how do you get caught? I know a DJ too.
That's so cool. You can spot a DJ Premier beat from 100 miles away.
I know.
What are you laughing for? Such a weird tick, isn't it? You can spot a DJ Premier from a mile away and just start laughing. Why are you laughing for?
He's the best to ever do it, I think.
Whatever happened to DJ Clue?
Well, DJ Clue.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, he's probably, you know what? Honestly, he probably has a radio show somewhere.
Yeah.
On XM or something.
All the DJs have to do their own shit.
Jesus Christ, this show is struggling, isn't it? This show is struggling. Golden Hour is struggling when they're trying to fucking steal my valor. When they try and steal my fucking thunder, right? When they try and talk about DJs, it's like, what? Golden Hour's got to a point where they're trying to talk about DJs. Get out of here.
Because the radio, I mean,
well, he produced, but DJ Clue produced.
Yeah.
Big up Two Swords.
But there's still, I mean, radio in certain, and we talked about this, like when you're doing press for your shows in certain cities. Some cities, radio's still fucking huge.
There you go. Yeah. Of course he's got a radio show.
Okay, cool. It makes no sense that Brian seems completely over Tfatk, the shadow.
We have. Oh, now you listen to him after I told you fucking. Listen, we had a
know he's not
conversation
gonna
about
get
it.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll give you the idea, but your boy has carry through.
No, your boy has.
How do you think you got here?
You know what he does?
Hold on. No, you're mama bird. You fed me.
Right.
You fed me, and then 2 weeks later.
No, don't say 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
don't say 2 weeks.
And you're on my back.
Really
you're on my back.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's a Crystalia bit, no? The bird thing. That's a Crystalia bit. I swear it is. The feeding the food, and now I'm thriving. I'm flying sky high. My future's bright. I think that's a Crystalia bit. I'm pretty sure this is a Crystalia bit that he's doing right in front of Crystalia, by the way. He copied a bit word for word, bar for bar, and he's doing it right in front of them. Love it.
I mean, Chris are like,
no, don't do that because you might.
Yeah, I like the wires, dude. I hate earpods. They fall out. I lose them.
That's ridiculous. You use wires? Still for real? Hey, bro, the new iPod
and I'm
Pros.
4 times richer than you, and I still wear
Don't
wires.
Say you're
dude.
4 times richer. The iPod Pros, just because my.
I'd be okay with this type of humor if Chris Bryan could do it to him. That's the only really annoying thing about this guy. And he's like, and this sort of like razzing, this sort of dissing, this sort of like ribbing he does to people. If he could take these type of jokes back the way they came, he'd be cool. But he can't. That's why he's a douche.
My show got canceled. It's actually I'm not happy about a lot of stuff right now, and that hurt my feelings.
Tell him 4 times richer.
Like nothing hurt my feelings, and that made me
cringe.
I don't want to do the podcast anymore. Like I don't want to do the podcast.
But you have to. The thick boy won. The thick boy won. I've been suppressed for so long.
Fuck!
It's okay, Brian.
Praise Elon Musk.
With a lack of ventilators, how they're dealing with a lack of hospital beds, and their rate of infection is coming down over the last 3 days.
Come with me. Me and my shadow.
Okay, this is all Brendan stealing the thunder from somebody else. So Joe McHale's on the show. He's doing a little bit now where he's going to lie down because Brian's dad's on the phone being boring and just being a boomer, being a dad. And Brendan won't just let, Joe McHale shine and do his thing, do his little bit. No. Brendan also sees the opportunity to then copy and do the exact same thing. There's one thing that Brendan loves to do. Mr. Me Too shit. Loves a good little copy.
He said it's not all bad news. And the New York is 15 times worse than the next state closest to it, which is really kind of
me and my shadow.
Kind of interesting, and
Joel.
the reason is,
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Because New York City. Because New York is more global than any other state, especially
my shadow.
New York City, of course.
Right.
Densely packed and hired.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get back to the podcast, but I appreciate the insight.
No, how can we fix the economy? Go.
Okay, cool. Okay, some shadow ting there. Big up Chris Mack in the chat. Well, go on. Andrew Tate is on Candace Owens. Really? I saw him on Valuetainment. Like, I watched a bit of it. I was like, this guy, I think this guy's full of shit. Let's see. I don't know, something about it that just didn't sit with me the right way. Big up Asad Aziz.
We gotta watch the new PC. New cringe shields info.
Oh really? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We'll watch this after this then. Let's just quick. I want to check this out. Let's see what he's talking about here. This is Andrew Tate on Candace Owens. Let's see what he's talking about in here. Come on, hurry up. Let's see how this loads up. I'm curious to see.
And then I will go.
What's she talking about?
Why he had to launch a preliminary investigation as opposed to doing it years ago. If he can offer a valuable explanation, then I will go, okay, maybe. But I'm doubting that. Okay, this is reactive, and this is show me the man, and I will find the crime.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as heartbroken as I am and as sad as I am about what's happening, I guess I have one gift from God. And that gift from God is that I've never really known battle fatigue. I was very happy on the flight over here after 4 long years, and I was prepared to finally put all of this garbage behind me and enjoy my life. But it turns out that
what's happened there?
God himself has another plan.
What's
and
that?
I will fight tooth and nail to the absolute end to expose every piece of shit, corrupt actor, no matter where they work, in whatever level of office that they're in, who is currently trying to suppress due process in this country. Things have changed. Kamala lost. Trump is back. This is a new America. You're not going to be allowed to do the stupid things you were doing before. This is the same idiots who went after Trump. Letitia James is now got a new name. He's had a sex change and he works in Florida. And these people are trying to do it all over again. And I'm telling you that this will not end well for them. It will not end well for Ron. I had no interest in stopping his wife from becoming governor, but suddenly I do. You should not be trying to put innocent men in jail to score political points who have been through enough in foreign nations that do not respect due process. And it doesn't matter if you like me. It doesn't matter if you like what I say. It doesn't matter if you agree with me. I deserve a fair trial. You deserve a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial. That is the basis of democracy. That is the American way. And as soon as that is impeded, even against your enemies, sitting at home and saying, well, I don't like Andrew Tate, so it's fine for his rights to be impeded and stamped all over, is the biggest mistake you can make, because after they're done with me, they're going to come for you. Luckily, whether you like me or not, I'm going to fight for all of us.
I totally agree. And so what is your lawyer saying the next steps are in terms of just dealing with this? I mean, he must just be completely confused, especially given the fact that you guys had brought a case, for those of us who read it, had brought a case against the girl who launched everything in Romania. I mean, I read her messages, I read the WhatsApp text messages, and that is why I said this case is not going to go through in Romania. What is your lawyer saying about this insanity?
Yeah, absolutely. We currently have a civil case against
I think got some teeth in Florida,
who lied to Romanian police, who started that whole saga, and it's going very well, and we're winning, and they've been delaying as much as they can. It's very interesting that her legal team is a liberally funded George Soros NGO. Wonder where they came from and where they get their money from, but you know, she has endless lawyers somehow. So they've been trying to delay the case as long as possible because she's banged to rights guilty. And we looked like that they may have been involved in this whole mess, trying to use it as an excuse to once again delay the civil proceedings against her. I would actually, if you could take the time, if you could talk to my lawyer directly, I would love for you to have him on because he knows even more than I do about this, but he's as flabbergasted as I am. Everybody is just expressing shock and absolute disappointment that this is the welcome home I get after all this long, long period of time in foreign incarceration.
This is insane. And I mean, I guess you probably don't want to be in Florida anymore.
No, I don't.
Anyway, I'm bored. Fuck him. Okay, whatever. Let's get Tfatk. See what they're saying on it.
This is really the fighter and the kid.
What are you saying? What this guy saying? Let's see.
What's up, pal?
I'm back from Belize, buddy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys.
How did you not get...
He's wearing a jersey. First time I've seen him wear a jersey in a hot minute. Obviously, it's a baseball one. He's not wearing his, football jerseys or basketball jerseys. But it's been a long time since he's Papa in a fucking jersey, isn't it? any kind of sports memorabilia. He's been trying to do this whole mechanic LARP thing, so you can't be seen wearing sports memorabilia or fancy shoes. But he's wearing fancy shoes. He's wearing big, baggy, trendy fucking jeans, and he's got his little jersey on.
Any tanner?
Well, I run from the sun, Bob. Oh, remember I had one.
Oh, you're the guy that wears all the. You're Mark Zuckerberg. You ever seen him with sunscreen?
I'm Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And I don't even wear sunscreen.
Cucks, right?
I wear long sleeve shirts, sweats.
God. You're like a Mexican worker in the summer.
But I don't have your skin, Bubba. I remember I had a little cancer on my.
Why the fuck is he going to Belize in March? Is that another trip he's going with his family randomly? Honestly, you could tell you could tell by his wealth. Based on his holidays or vacations that he goes on, isn't it? Randomly goes to Belize, randomly ends up in Israel. Like, why are you going to these places? Why?
My back.
You had it on your nose, didn't you?
No, on my back.
You didn't have a tumor on your nose?
On my back. No.
Oh. No. I thought you've had a tumor this whole time.
I didn't have a tumor on my nose.
Dude, I'm stupid.
Why would you?
Big up KP. No, I think the shoes look legit. They're the, what do you call it? They're the Union Jordan 4s. I think they look legit. They look legit to me, at least, anyway. But there is quite a lot of fakes of that particular model, but they look legit to me.
I don't know. It's just
my nose seems to be growing, and so do my ears.
I know, I thought it was a tumor. No, it's normal.
No, and apparently your nose doesn't grow. Apparently your face sags. Wider? Yeah, the muscles in your face go down, and then your nose and ears. I don't fucking know.
They say your nose and ears never stop growing.
Yeah,
is that a myth?
I think it's true.
I'm slow.
How can you take the piss out of Brian's nose when Brendan's got his nose?
It's fucking no.
They say your nose and ears.
They both got pretty big snozzles, isn't it? Don't you think so? It's not as if he's considerably smaller than Brendan. They both got pretty large beaks, so it's fine. I find it funny how Brendan could sit there straight face and take the piss out of Brian's nose when his nose isn't that much smaller. It's about the same size.
Never stop growing.
Yeah,
is that a myth?
I think it's true.
I'm slowly turning to 100% Apache Indian.
Have you seen the difference between Robert De Niro's ears when he did Taxi Driver versus now? Bring up Robert De Niro's ears, Taxi Driver versus now. Take a look.
This is definitely old man insecurity shit, isn't it? Who's Googling this sort of stuff, man? This is some boomer insecurity shit. Fucking hell.
Look at this.
Because he had a facelift?
No, it's just he's 80 something.
Oh, his ears just gave up?
And his ears kept growing. His ears are like, we'll take all the nutrition from his face.
I'm you can look it up, John. I'm almost positive.
Right there.
That's
Watch this. Look at that. Hey guys.
Oh, they reclined.
They definitely
his
reclined.
All right, let's give it a break.
Yeah, that's his face. Look at the size, the difference. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but your whole skin, it's just gravity, just pulls. Just beat you up, man.
Good looking guy when he was younger. Taxi Driver.
He's all right.
One of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah.
God, he was so good in that.
He's all right looking.
God, he was so good.
Yeah, his ears just recline a little bit, lazy boy style.
Yeah, unless.
It's just the bottom part, though, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes, though, man.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Everyone's ears.
It's not that much of a difference.
He has a new movie coming out where he plays 2 roles in it.
Yeah?
Ever since he got in some financial trouble because his whore wife, I just don't. He just takes the worst roles.
Yeah.
You can tell he's just trying to cover the bills.
he actually, so this is a very interesting thing because he was like, I want to be great, and he would do great movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like Taxi Driver's so sick. He changed
Casino,
the game.
Goodfellas.
Raging Bull, changed the game, won an Oscar, changed the game, all of it. And then he got...
Meet the Parents.
He got into business stuff. He got into fucking...
Hotel.
Owning shit, and he needed money all the time. And when you need money all the time, bro, that's what happens. When you need money...
He needed it with her.
Huh?
They've talked about it. Like, his wife at the time was just... living the fast life, spending all his money.
I think he had several wives, but anyway.
And he's on record. He's like, you think I want to do all these shitty movies to cover your ass? Like he talks about it. He's like, you think I want to play fucking whatever bullshit role?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens, right? That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
He loves himself the dark man.
He does. He likes darker women.
And he hates Trumpy. At the Oscars last night, he got up and was like, fuck Trump.
I'm not sure how much I like that phrase. He liked him the dark meat. I don't know, man. I don't know. That phrase sounds a little bit wild. I'm not gonna lie. He loves himself some dark meat. It's like, I don't know about that.
Is that right?
Oh, the Oscar. You can't even watch it. It's just this big woke movement.
I don't watch
it's terrible.
They're all annoying.
Movies you've never heard of.
So dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching them.
Oscars is woke movement. It's fucking hilarious, bro. When has it not been woke movement? But it's just a phrase, woke movement. What the fuck does that mean?
By the way, watching a movie. I'm in the airport in Belize. We'll get to Belize.
Oh yeah.
And I'm watching
I wonder if he went there with his dad. That sounds like something you'd go there with your family, like his his fucking dad and his mum. I wonder, which is again another sign of his wealth, because they're probably bored at home, nothing to do, and he's got a podcast, so he can probably leave whenever he wants. So yeah, I think this was definitely a holiday that was planned with the kids in mind, and the parents too. But I could be wrong.
The Rock, who I love, but he's with Gina, some beautiful woman, and then some other people. And it's about the end of the world. It's like, it was back in the day. It's like, I don't know how long ago. It was like, but God, I'm watching him as they're basically the only ones who survived the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, that's the movie right there.
Fast and Furious?
That's Fast and the Furious.
No, the one below it. The one below it, I think. Oh, no, never mind. That's not it.
Gina.
Either way, it was the end of the world, and one of the girls was super hot, and everything else. It's not Gina. It's
no, it's not Gina.
She was in Entourage. She's so beautiful. I did a reading with her. She's like one of my favorite. She was also in. You know what else she was in? She was in Sin City. She was in Sin City. She was in Sin City, and she was so hot. She's the one. Anyway.
San Andreas?
No.
You sure?
Oh, San Andreas. Exactly.
Yeah, San Andreas.
Exactly. So San Andreas, and I'm watching him have to do this this movie with all these actors, and literally I'm like, you guys they're wet all the time. They're always they shoot those movies in a large airplane hangar on Warner Brothers. There she is, Carla Gugino. Who I think
she's great.
Oh, the hottest. And they shoot those movies in an airplane hangar against a blue screen. So you're always doing those movies. I wish people could see how you shoot those movies. You are there. You're usually like, on a fake boat, and you're riding, you're whatever. And
so why'd you watch the movie?
I was eating pizza at the airport waiting for my flight, and there was a giant screen.
I think he's mentioning this because he feels a bit jealous and he feels a little bit left out when the Oscars come on. It's weird because I don't think Brian's ever going to have, even when he wasn't cancelled, I don't think there's ever a chance he'd be nominated for an Oscar. But he does get a little bit tetchy, he does get a little bit short, does get a little bit hater-filled when it comes to movies in general. When it comes to the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Oscars, he gets really annoyed. And I guess it's another reminder that he's not ever going to be welcome back into Hollywood, It kind of hurts his feelings, I'm pretty sure. Such a weird rant to go on.
And I was looking at it going, your life, when you do those movies, people think that's glamorous. You enjoy that for 3 months. You enjoy going to an airplane hangar and going like this. We got to get this. It's coming. Let's get out of here. Yeah. And then you run for 2 seconds.
How much do you get paid for that, though?
Oh, fuck. You get paid $30 million.
Yeah.
You're going to do it.
3 months?
You're going to do it. Oh. Just know that it's not. Just know that it's a silly goose way to live your life.
So, but how was Belize?
Belize is, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know $25 million.
Shut your mouth. Keep going, though. That's why he does it.
I would, and this is all no bullshit. This is ready for this?
Yeah.
So 25 million, you're going to give me 25? You got 25 mil?
No.
No, if that's my salary?
I'll give you that.
What do you
Jesus Christ, Brendan's so dumb. He's so dumb. One more.
This is all no bullshit. This is ready for this?
Yeah.
So 25 mil, you're going to give me 25? You got 25 mil?
No.
No, if that's my salary?
I'll give you that.
What do you want me to do? Name it.
Yeah, literally.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If you said, Bri, spread your legs, pick a spot on the wall.
Set the world record.
I'm going to town.
1,000 dudes.
I knew it. I knew we were going to get into some gay shit. I knew we'll have to get into some cock and ass and gay shit. I knew it. This podcast wouldn't be complete without some mention of that in it.
We got
24 hours.
I can't.
See?
Don't make it 1,000.
Well, you said you'd do anything.
But if you were to say, "Hey, I'm gonna sweat over you, and I'm gonna get my money's worth,"
yeah,
I'd be like, "This is for the kids.
I'm gonna treat you like you're not my king.
This is for the kids, my kids' kids. This is called financial responsibility. This is called sacrifice."
But they're all gonna find out you did it.
I don't give a. You can go to town on my shitter. Yeah. You can turn me into the biggest power bottom.
Grandpa took one for the team.
I've taken one for the team. $25 million. I'll sit on first class and go get my shitter reconstituted in Beverly Hills or whatever it is, or Turkey.
Lift.
Maybe they do Turkey ass lifts. I don't care.
But how was Belize, pal?
Belize.
Yeah, finish the story, brother. Just talk to us about Belize. Wrap up the fucking trip. God almighty, the tangents. Just wrap up the fucking trip. How was fucking Belize? Please. How was it spending time with mother and father or whatever you went? Just wrap up the fucking holiday story, man. God damn.
Belize is a place I didn't really quite know. If you said, Brian, here's a map, you got to pick it out. I couldn't have told you.
Southern? Is in the south?
Nobody really knows where Belize is.
Down there.
It is down there.
Yeah.
It is down there, but nobody really knows where Belize is. Bring Belize up on the map in
But before you get into I can move there, the life, before we start going down that road.
I wouldn't say that.
How far was it? How long a flight?
So from Texas, Bubba, to Belize City, from Austin to Belize City, it would take you 2.5 hours.
It's that
Not
close?
bad. And same time difference. And very safe. And everybody speaks English. It's an English-speaking country.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And how many people are in it? That's a pretty big country.
50.
400,000.
50 people.
You're talking about the most pristine wilderness, and it's basically jungle and beautiful beaches. And it's
so you loved it.
If you're going to go on vacation, you rent a house on a beach, you get your private beach.
Texas?
2.5 hours. You get a private beach, and there are beaches like that. That's what it is right there. And that'll cost you very little money, great food, and the
very little money. I wonder how much it is. Why don't you mention the figure? I wonder how much it is. Did Daddy pay for that? I wonder how much it was exactly. These random vacations in fucking March, you could tell the wealth in it. You can tell the wealth. You can tell Brian's never missed a meal in it. Randomly going to Belize just to go top up the time, hang out with the family. Love it.
people are absolutely fucking lovely. And I think it's because they know, first of all, they're laid back. They're like Jamaican. Like they speak in that patois and they
hey man.
Yeah. And they're so fucking nice. We didn't meet one person trying to hustle us. Not one person. They were all so nice.
No one got murdered. No drugs.
None of that shit. Now you want to go to San Pedro, you can get sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But overall, they're just lovely, beautiful people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's so I didn't realize how close it is to Austin. 2 hour flight.
2 hour, 2.5 hours. And we got on a tiny
no cartel,
plane.
nothing down there?
No, there's nothing like that. Thank you. So that's the thing, and you get a house on the beach right there. They're all friendly. Picking my baby up. We're eating. The waitress goes, "Give me that baby." It's like, come on, you guys. And all the ladies are holding the baby. You know,
throwing
them around. My son started crying when he had to leave the ladies because he wanted those. They were all built like that.
Dude, you should have left him there.
Big soft boobs.
Should have left him there to be raised by them.
You could leave that kid on the street corner
so
in
much
Belize.
love.
And he'd literally get picked up and raised, and he'd be the happiest kid in the world.
Man, you kind of sell me on Belize.
Bubba, I'm telling you, if there's a place to go.
2 hours.
Just the other day, Brendan was saying that he was uninterested in traveling, has no travel lust or whatever, doesn't give a fuck about going on holiday, just wants to be at home with his kids, be a beast of a dad. I don't attend the birthdays, but I just have to be around. This is such a weird segment. Are they trying to make up for that odd segment where he didn't like holidays? And confess he doesn't really like traveling, and now they're trying to pretend like he does like traveling, or trying to convince him to travel. I don't know.
I can do
2 hours, no time difference. English, safe, not expensive.
Oh, this is my type of place.
You know what I'm saying?
And the food was good.
The food is fucking unbelievable.
What'd you have though?
Well, I like that Caribbean stuff. I like curry. I like rice and peas. I like plantains. But we hired there was a chef. We hired a private chef.
Could you imagine Brian eating rice and peas and curry and shit? I like that Caribbean. They sound so foreign. He sounds so white when he says it, isn't it? It's so funny.
And somebody that cleans the house. So you get a condo and you can hire somebody who will cook for you. And believe me, it's not expensive.
You mean like a maid or like a slave? Yeah? You can hire somebody that can cook and clean for you, like what you do at home, basically.
Wow.
It's shockingly cheap. Shockingly.
I'm sold, buddy.
Yep. And then we went up, first day we go to Monkey River. I'm like, what is this? Well, you get on this boat, you drive 10 minutes into town, you jump on a boat, a speedboat, they take you through all the mangroves. Oh, manatees. Look at the manatees.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at the dolphins. Didn't see any, but there are dolphins out there.
That's what they say.
So we go up Monkey River to see what are those? Howler monkeys.
Oh, and they howl, man.
And you hear them going, as you're going up that river. Now, here's the other thing you see in that river.
Bro, this might be the spot because now when we move to Texas, Hawaii's far now.
Bubba?
Hawaii goes from 5 to 8 hours.
You're not doing Hawaii.
No,
you're doing Belize.
We're going there, yeah.
And you got the howler monkeys.
Fucking hell, bro. Get your own identity, man. Get your own holiday trips. You're copying Brian back going to Austin and moving along there with him. And now you're copying all these fucking destinations that he's going on holiday to as well. Fucking hell. Mr. Me Too out here, Brendan, isn't it?
You got giant 14-foot crocodiles in that water, and they don't bite you because they're freshwater crocodiles.
Well, if you jump in, they would.
Well, they got huge. So they got huge. You see those all day, and you can swim in that water with them, which is fucking nuts.
Don't listen. Is that what the locals told you?
The locals were like, even the saltwater crocodiles that are 20 feet.
Hey, don't do that.
I know.
Yeah.
The lagoons, you got to be careful, right?
Yeah, you don't want
to. But I checked, and there have been almost there were in the past 20 years, there have been 12 crocodile bites.
Oh,
only
is that
2
what
fatal.
the records reported?
Yeah,
a lot of it goes unreported.
Saltwater crocodiles.
They want to scare off the tourists.
Yeah, but that's a saltwater crocodile right there.
You don't get
in the water. You don't get in the water.
No matter what the local person that believes.
But they do all swim with them because they're not like Nile crocodiles. They tend to avoid
They catch up with them.
They catch up. Yeah. Listen, I'm not getting.
But either way, I'm sold. That was a terrible point. But either way, I'm sold.
But here's the best part. Here's the best part. So we go into the woods to see the monkeys, the howler monkeys. And what do we see? He points down a 4-day-old jaguar print. And I go, there are jaguars? He goes, there are jaguars all over
Jaguars everywhere.
Jaguars everywhere. Jaguars everywhere.
They're a problem. They take kids.
Dude, I looked at you'd never see them. They see you, you don't see them.
That's the problem.
This print, he goes, that's a 250-pound cat.
Damn.
I was like, what? They'll get up to 300.
Scary.
You'll see them swimming across the river.
Mm-hmm. Did you see them?
No. But I saw a print, which was exciting. Now, here's the best part, and I got it on video.
That's a weird way to start a story, isn't it? You'll see them swimming across the river. Did you see them? No. So why did you say you'll see them?
No. He goes and sees. We see the leafcutter ants. There's a whole colony. It's pretty cool.
They're cool.
Mm-hmm. You know, you see a whole bunch of huge boa constrictors.
Love those.
Didn't see one, but they're out there. And go ahead and be careful of it's poisonous snakes. We got some fer-de-lance. Don't fuck around with fer-de-lance.
See any of those?
Didn't see any of those.
Yeah, they're tough to see.
But they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
But they hunt at night. You're good.
Yeah.
You know, you got some kind of a rattler. You got some pit vipers. It's all good.
A lot of danger.
Yeah. Don't fuck around.
A lot of danger.
Now we also have he goes over the guide. His name was Doyle.
God damn.
Crazy name. Doyle. Hilarious name.
Doesn't sound very.
No, great guy. Knew everything about the wildlife.
I thought you were going to say some random police name, like named Dave.
But remember, it was a British colony. They got their independence in 1981.
Shout out to Britain.
Times. Let's see.
So everybody speaks English now. He goes over. I don't know what he's doing. He breaks. There's an old log, and he must have seen something. He pops it open. Out comes a giant tarantula.
Oh, those are cool.
And he just puts it on his hand.
Yeah, they're friendly.
Gives it to my neat nephew.
Let's skip ahead.
Tiger last night. So Tiger had baseball and 2 football games all day, right? We're gone all day. That night, it's just me and him. He discovered that new show on TLC, the Tourette's girl. I think her name's Bailey. I forget what it is. Bailey something on TLC. But she has Tourette's, and she has... So out of all the people with Tourette's, there's 10% that have this condition where they say the most offensive thing. They can't control it.
God.
Dude, she's meeting...
Oh, my God.
Dude, she's meeting her boyfriend's parents for the first time. And she in her mind, like if you're going to say something out.
One thing Brendan gets passionate about is definitely reality TV shows. It's speaking passionately about cancel culture and about diddlers and rapists and stuff, and definitely fucking reality TV shows.
Outlandish. A normal person I can say it, so she'll say it. So she's never met the parents before. They're super religious, conservative, and they're going to talk about her and her boyfriend moving in. And they sit down like, hi. She's like, I'm pregnant. And you can see the dad's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm pregnant. She goes, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
This is the problem with too many hallucinogenics, right?
Well, no, she was born with this. And she has...
What? Too many hallucinogenics cause Tourette's. What? This person sounds like they have some sort of mental illness or something. Or maybe something. Hallucinogenics. Fucking hell, Callan.
Real bad seizures. And she'll say stuff like, you're done. And just out of nowhere, you're done. And then she goes to the airport. And again, the most offensive thing, right before they get to security, she goes, I have a gun. And the mom's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And if and then the boyfriend's dad's bald, and one of the cameramen on the cruise bald, she goes, you're bald and fat, has to say it 3 times. Now that Tiger loves it, he laughs, but he started picking up her tendencies.
Yeah, my son.
So he keeps going. So He's playing baseball yesterday, and he struck the kid out. He goes back to the dugout. He goes, "You're done. You're done. You're done."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
Yep.
You got it.
Yep.
That's her thing.
Well, my 3-year-old.
That's her thing.
My wife makes a mistake.
I don't believe that happened. By the way, I don't believe that happened at all.
I have a very defiant 3-year-old who will do the opposite of what you say.
Yeah.
Please, more kids stories. This is so entertaining. Please, more stories about how your children act. Some of them, or most of them, make believe.
And he goes poo 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 poo, and mom said, "Don't say that." He goes, "I'm gonna poo on you. I'm gonna poo on everybody."
He just keeps doing it.
And he goes, and then she goes, "Hey," and he goes, "Caca, caca, caca." Oh. So he's gonna change it up on you a little bit, and he'll say outrageous shit.
Remix it.
And you got to figure out a way to play that. Don't get too, because then he's gonna really get.
Brian's reciting to us what his 3-year-old. I just realized what's happening. Brian's telling us what his 3-year-old child does, or is reciting what his 3-year-old child says on a podcast. 3-year-old. Wow.
At defiance.
Yeah, you don't shut him down.
And there's nothing you can. You're not going to be able to. Some things you're not going to. You're not getting any treats.
Do Brian a solid here and go to YouTube and go Balin Out Loud on YouTube. Watch how bad it is. Imagine her poor parents. They have 6 kids.
Chin can't spell a Balin.
And then she'll hit herself.
Is there something you can do? Isn't there?
There's something you can do, but not really. There's a brain procedure they can do.
Yeah.
Any particular video?
Click on that one.
First one?
Yeah, just do the sneak peek.
Looks like a great home. Looks great. Great family.
Cute family.
Great.
Tap that wiener. Tap the rotisserie chicken. And scene. Off. My name is Balin.
She's
I'm
great.
21 years old.
Her new thing, she picks up new ones.
Of course, Brendan watches this sort of stuff, isn't it? Like fucking hell, man. Like, I didn't even know this fucking existed. Like, okay, cool. Some girl called Balin who has Tourette's.
She'll go, goddamn!
Disorder that is chronic. Chronic dick.
Okay, wait, stop for a sec. Do you think this is real?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. She says people have accused me of like upping it. She goes, you think I choose this life?
Yeah.
And then her biggest problem is when she goes out in public, you feel bad for her, especially like grocery shopping, because she has certain things she has to do. So like her mom was like, hey, you want some bread? She'll take the bread and she has to hit it 3 times.
Yeah, big up Brendan Murray. This is his real passion. He hates watching combat sports, but has to pretend that he loves it. Exactly. That's the thing that surprises me. For somebody that has so many podcasts and is a beast of a person and work ethic and shit, why doesn't he just have a separate podcast where he talks about trash TV and all this? Because he definitely watches way more trash reality TV than he does sports. So I don't understand why he doesn't have a show where he recaps all that sort of stuff. Like, I don't know, like bro reality TV reviews or something, you know? Something cringy. I don't know, whatever. Some name or something. I think that'd actually be way better than if he's pretending to watch the UFC, pretending to be into football and basketball and all this sort of shit. Just talk about things you actually enjoy doing, which is watching reality TV shows, you know? Watching the review things, the roundups, the this, the that. I think he would actually enjoy doing that. Because he clearly enjoys watching this shit.
Like, and so the grocery stores won't let her in there, or like eggs, and then she wants to live on her own, like, and she wants to cook, but there's so many liabilities in cooking.
Yeah.
Like her dad was making her pancakes, she grabs the hot thing and she slams it 3 times. Wow. The mom's like, you're gonna break the stove.
Yeah.
And she wants to live on her own, but it's like,
yeah, poor thing. It's like,
but Tiger's obsessed with this show.
Did you ever read Me Talk Pretty someday?
No, you're obsessed with this show. He's obsessed with you. And because you watch it, he watches it too. Brendan's such a fucking divvy in that regard. The kid just wants to spend time with his dad, but his dad doesn't want to spend time with his kid. So they meet in the middle.
David Sedaris? So he had obsessive compulsive syndrome. I don't know if you know this.
She had OCD. She has OCD.
So he
too.
couldn't make it back. His mom would be like, and she'd have to go get him, because what he was doing was he'd lose track of how many of the squares in the pavement he had counted. So you have to go all the way back. But the other thing I
love how Callan always seems to have I like how he always seems to have like a relatable story. No matter what the subject is, there's always somebody he knows, something he heard. There's always something he could kind of draw from, isn't it? It's almost like he's lying.
do was he just had to lick all the doorknobs on the way.
Do you get sick all the time?
Huh?
Do you get sick all the
No,
time?
he probably built his immune
Yeah, his
system.
immune
He figured
system's
out
popping.
a way to handle it, but he would be like, I need to go and lick that doorknob. And so on the way home, he'd go.
Every doorknob?
He'd walk up and go, yep.
Oh.
And he had to lick every fucking
what a night.
doorknob of the front of everybody's house. Just
Nightmare.
going to lick your doorknobs, you don't mind.
Excuse me, I'm harmless.
I have to.
I
I am
lick your doorknob.
harmless.
I wouldn't care. Yeah,
No,
get you some,
of course
dog.
not.
Anytime I want to lick it, go ahead.
You just, we are all so lucky that we don't have that.
Oh, this
problem.
poor fam. Like you can tell the dad just like,
yes.
oh.
We are so fucking lucky, all of us, that we don't have things like that really get in the way. Like,
Horrible.
no matter how bad your life is, we're just so lucky we don't have that stuff.
Imagine her trying to go to a movie.
Yeah.
Like, just think about being in a theater with someone like that and you not knowing.
No, she can't. She can't because she yells out. She can't. There's certain things she can't do.
Great insights on that.
All right, let's take a little break because this podcast is brought
Oh, fuck off with the ads. Fuck off. Great insights on that.
Representative Volkline.
Interesting question. That imagine her outside in like a cinema. It's like, okay,
Kids just like going
Can't control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other with autism, right?
but I want to hear what Chin's going
Yeah.
to say.
I knew somebody who
I want to hear what Chin's going to say. I want to hear Chin's input. Let's get Chin's input.
investing involves risk. Offer is subject to T and C's.
Let's get Chin's input.
It'd be tough.
So, Brian, you've never met someone with Tourette's?
I haven't.
I haven't.
No.
I told you on Golden Hour.
Yeah, you have it?
Yeah. No. How dare you? No, there's a guy that one of my friends was dating. He's like the super good looking Chinese guy. But
Exit out. Brendan's thinking exit out. Chinese people can't be good looking.
the one thing they had that was kind of like tough was Tourette's. Yeah. So as we're at lunch.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. He was like out of nowhere constantly, and people would look. And then my friend was just kind of like it's Tourette's and stuff. But it was so difficult because people thought that maybe he was being rude and just yelling stuff out, whatever. But yeah,
I knew somebody who had.
Yeah, what a weird story. No details provided. No, what? I was out on dinner with somebody and he did what? His way of communicating is really odd as well. It's almost like he doesn't want to say things because he's shy, or he's too Christian or something, or like he's afraid his mom's gonna hear him speaking about certain things. Like loads of gaps. Like what? What's the story? What happened to your friend? Who?
People don't handle it. Like she goes out to eat and people are like rude and the sister's super defensive.
Yeah,
she's like, keep looking over here, bitch. Keep looking. How long are you gonna look? She's gonna eat lunch. She's just gonna keep looking over, making it awkward. She's like, think how she feels.
Kids with autism too. Like I'm sure you guys know some kids with autism, right?
Yeah, like you, Chin.
Yeah.
You might. So I have one of my ex-girlfriend's nieces there, or one of them has autism, and she will just go.
My ex-girlfriend's niece. I don't know. There's something about guys who overly mention stuff like this. This is another male observation. Guys in stream chat know what I'm talking about. Guys who always love to drop like ex-girlfriend was a this, was a that, is a this, is a that. It's like, bro, you're not with them anymore. Why are you even talking about them? You know? I think guys do that. You try and do it as like a demonstration. Like, oh yeah, I fucked in the past. Girls let me fuck them in the past. You know? It's like, why are you mentioning someone that you probably haven't spoken about or spoken to in years? It's strange. This ex-girlfriend, this. Okay, cool. We get it. We get it, brother. We get it.
Going to these violent rages in a restaurant, and people have no idea. They think that it's a bad mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just the kids just like going.
Can't control it.
Yeah.
Hey, nightmare for parents. Nightmare.
Well, I knew a kid who had such a bad stutter.
Oh my god! You see what I mean about Brian? He never missed an opportunity. He's missed a one up. He's missed a I know somebody. I also knew somebody. Fucking hell, bro! There's not a single story that passes where he doesn't know someone who did something similar or within the same group. Ay.
Good, tall, good-looking, athletic guy, and
oh, that happens.
It was that.
Yep.
And I said, I'm such, I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, I go, I'm like, you're gonna get over this, and he goes,
no,
he goes, dude, he goes, It sucks. That's what he said. Like, there's a lot of things, and he goes, no, dude, it sucks.
Yeah,
like,
apparently there's some things she can do, but they got to drill into your brain. But apparently it lower.
I think if Brendan was redacted and actually had stuff like a really aggressive stutter, I think he's so redacted he just like steamroll through it. Honestly, I think he wouldn't even know he's stuttering. He'd just be steamrolling through it blindly. If he had a stutter, I'm almost certain of it.
Lowers it by 80%, and she was like, "I'm just not willing to do that. Like, I'm not going to let him drill into my brain."
Oh, literally drill.
It's a machine.
Yeah, it's a machine, and they set up to your brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
the left and right side.
Electric shock.
Yeah, so for the first like 3 or 6 months, they just fire up the left side, and then they got to do the other side. Yeah. But she's like, I'm just not willing to.
You got to be careful. Always remember, like, also, like, it's funny. This guy Nick Freitas, who I love, did a podcast with Green Beret. He's a legislator.
Of course, a Green Beret friend. Of course,
Republican in Virginia. He's such a good guy. Great. I think he did Rogan, or he's going.
Hey, who's that dinosaur you did a podcast with? That black fella. You guys look like
best.
Twins.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
You guys look similar, yeah.
He's so funny. He's like, what about these blacks?
Really?
Like, he just fucks with you. Yeah. He goes, but are you the head of your household? Does your wife obey you? He is.
What'd you say, Jen?
Awesome.
You said similar.
He just goes after all the woke people. He's like a conservative. He's a black conservative, but he does not give a.
Chin understand the joke that they just look old. That's the joke. And Chin is so dense, he doesn't get the joke. Brendan isn't saying they look similar because they look similar. He's saying they look similar because they're too old, guys. But Chin is like, they don't look similar. Okay, Chin.
Brendan, you're an asshole, dude.
You ever see him talk about that? He's like, I don't believe it.
When Brian posts that, I go, man, you guys look exactly the same. That's cool.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's hilarious. We probably do. He's great. He's so funny.
I've seen him before.
He goes like this. He said to me something like, well, you're beta, right? And I go, what? He goes, you had a daughter first? He goes, beta. I go, no, special forces guys, they're beta too. Like he's got a great sense of humor, but he loves to. Have you ever seen him with like woke?
I know I've seen him before.
Oh man,
he's popped up on my.
But he's
radar
also
before.
a Christian, so he goes, I don't talk about racism. He grew up like in the South. Yeah. Believe me, he had a cleft palate that he couldn't get operated on until he was in his teens. You know what kind of shit that was?
Oh, I know, but he got it done though, right?
Yeah, he got it done. And he'll say stuff like, he goes, I don't believe it. I don't talk about racism, transphobia, homophobia. I believe in right and wrong. You either treat people well, you don't. He's a very simplistic guy that way. But I get a total kick out of that guy.
Was he ever like burnt or damaged?
No, so that's
warfare?
Jesus Christ. Chin. That might be the most hilarious thing I've ever heard Chin say, ever. That might be one of the most funniest things I've ever heard Chin ever say, ever. Oh my God. Was he burned or like that? What?
Homophobe, I believe in right and wrong. You either treat people well, you don't. He's a very simplistic guy that way. But I get a total kick out of that guy.
Was he ever like burnt or damaged?
No, so that's a cleft palate. Damaged. That's a
no. I'm talking about.
So he had a bad. So you know what a cleft palate is?
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
No, Chin's not talking about that.
Yeah.
Chin's arguing now. Chin's confused. Chin thinks Chin is so dumb in it. How old is honestly? Age is nothing but a number because Chin is fucking stupid. Oh my God. And he's getting triggered now because Brian Callen told him, sarcastically, do you know what a cleft palate is?
I'm talking about hold on, rewind. Well, Chin said, was he ever burnt?
Yeah, well, that's because he has a cleft palate, but no.
No. He's talking about the color of his skin, I think.
No, it's not the color of his skin. I'm looking at. Come on.
Oh,
guys.
you're saying
the texture.
Well, the man
texture.
The man is 75 or something.
It's called moisturizer, mate. It's called also being old. Like Chin thinks this guy got burned. Honestly, Chin needs to be put down, man. Chin needs to be put down. He's been burnt because his face looks moisturized.
He's
older.
75. Yeah, he's older. Yeah, he looks great for his age. Trust me, he's in great shape, and he looks great. But he's 75. He's been around a hot minute.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah,
he's only 15 years older than fucking Brian Callen.
But the way he goes after, he'll have the most. He'll have the most. Real? Yeah, he'll have the most woke people on his podcast, and just goes after them, and it's hilarious.
Where did you do a show at? Where's he at?
Right in L.A.
Oh, he's here in L.A.
Yeah, man, cracks me up.
Brendan wants to invite. Brendan wants to invite. Brendan's mulling over if he wants to invite or not. He wants to invite badly.
Interesting.
But likes to ask you provocative questions. You know. Yeah.
You had a good time on there?
Oh, great time. Cracks me up.
Okay, great.
Dude, how about Trump and Zelensky?
Here we go.
We have that as a current event.
Here we go. Do you guys want to hear this, right? I'm sure you guys are on your edge of your seats to find out what Brendan Shaw and Brian Callen have to say about J.D. Vance and President Trump giving Zelensky a bit of a dressing down in the Oval Office. I'm sure you guys are on your edge of your seats wanting to hear what these have to say about it.
I didn't. I could pull it up now.
Yeah, let's pull it up. Let's go to current events. Let's see what we got.
JD,
I didn't like it.
I did.
You did?
I did. How long you want to bend the knee? How long are we going to keep sending money to them? And then he's fighting a war he can't win. And Trump's like, dude, show a little respect. We're helping you out. He's like, well, you're going to be the one. And he goes, hold up. We're going to be the one?
What a horrible recital of what happened. What a horrible description of what happened. Like, if you're going to say what happened, at least say it somewhat accurately and don't miss out big chunks of the conversation, which completely take away any context, any nuance. Like, what?
It's us?
Here's
like this why the confrontation probably didn't need to happen on national TV. But what I do like is, all right, those days of Biden and fucking Kamala Harris bending the knee and you fucking us over are done. Those days are done.
What?
Could he have handled it different? Yeah, but what I do like is he's America.
What is bending the knee and fucking, like, what does that even mean? Like, in the context of that conversation? Because Ukraine is still an ally of your state, so what are you talking about? Russia's still the enemy, no? So what is this bending the knee shit all about?
First and cut the shit.
So my feeling.
This is what I voted for, to be honest.
Yeah.
This exact thing.
So I have two reactions. They're mixed. My first reaction is I don't like seeing a world leader who's already got his back to the wall, who's been invaded by Russia. I have no love for Russia, but he's been invaded by Russia, and and a lot of Ukrainians have died. And
that's what Trump says. How many have to keep dying?
And he is.
But it's not Zelensky's fault, you fucking mongoloid. It's not Zelensky's fault that his people are dying. Maybe it could be argued that if there was peace and there was some sort of ceasefire, whatever may be done, that it could prevent more Ukrainians dying. But Putin and Russia started this war. You know, like, what the fuck is he talking about? It's almost like he's trying to blame Zelensky for all the Ukrainians that are dying. It's like, that's not how war works, mate. Especially when your country's being invaded or has been invaded.
In a very hard place, Zelensky, and I'll tell you why. One is I don't like him seeing a world leader get humiliated like that. Why don't you say thank you? Why are you not wearing a suit? All that stuff.
Yeah, that's not good.
Part of the reason he doesn't wear a suit is because he's at war and it's like a camaraderie thing. And
he wants to look like him.
The mistake he made was just.
Oh my god. Big up us all disease.
Then Trump said, "Hold up, Bubba, you want a fisticuffs?"
Exactly. Unscathed. I'll deal with Zelensky and I'll come out of it unscathed. Yo, big up us all disease.
But the mistake he made was going there when he doesn't speak English fluently either. It's very, very awkward. But more importantly, I think that he said thanks many times to the United States, many times.
During the Biden campaign?
No, he's been saying thanks he's always been thankful to the United States because he knows that, believe me, he has. And the Ukrainians have always said this. But let me just go through what I don't like spectacle. I don't like seeing somebody, but having said that,
but I think it sets a good standard.
It's the first time we've ever, and this is historical, we have never seen a leader, an American leader, speak the way he's thinking. That's
maybe one of the reasons why it's not a good thing. That's probably why it's the first time it's happened, though. If it's the first time it's ever happened, maybe there's a reason for that. maybe your leaders shouldn't be so emotional, shouldn't just think of the first thing they say to their mind, shouldn't just say exactly what comes to their mind the first time. You know what I mean? Maybe there should be a little bit of restraint, maybe a little bit of decorum, you know, a little bit of politeness, maybe a little bit, who knows.
Really going on in negotiations when it comes down to it. But he let us know, he goes, I want the American people to see this transparency. That meeting was over an hour. For the most part, it was pretty civil.
Yes.
It was civil. J.D. Vance is the guy who started stirring the pot. Vance knows how to play Trump a little bit. Yeah, he knows how to play Trump
2028. This is why he's VP.
Well, Vance
He's like, you need to be grateful. I was like, whoa.
Vance is an isolationist. But my feeling is this. I don't know that the United States not taking on Russia is a good. Russia's very expansive. Russia did this, what they did to Chechnya, what they did to Georgia. You can ask Russia's neighbors what it's like to be, it's not fun.
So we're supposed to.
So part of it, what I like is
a losing war.
It's just it's a wild topic for them to be broaching, isn't it? Because they're so dumb. It's such an interesting topic for them, but I'm fascinated to hear how they seem to misinterpret something that was so plain to see. There's a whole 11-minute video of it uninterrupted. We see the whole fucking back and forth, and yeah, I get why Trump was annoyed by what Zelensky said, but that whole reaction was completely uncalled for. They wouldn't let him finish his sentence. They basically ambushed him for the most part. They were trying to make him, kiss the knee, bow down to his feet, whatever it was they were trying to do. The conspiracy theories or whatever nonsense were levied against him about not wearing a suit. All the meme social media questions were put towards him and shit. Again, super embarrassing. I really don't get it. I honestly don't get how, they can't see that sort of shit. But again, it's meant to be a comedy podcast, by the way. A comedy, lighthearted pod, and here we are.
Well, first of all, the other thing is this. I think that Trump is the first leader I've ever seen who's bullied someone into a peace deal.
That's all he wants.
So you see, let's keep this in mind. Trump is actually saying, look, we can drag this out the way Biden did and everybody else. We can do this. We can do it with the United Nations, with Europe and everything else. We can bleed the Russians dry. We could keep arming you. In fact, we could arm you really, really well. And there are two options here. We could say, Ukraine, you get whatever you want. Now the Russians will just keep throwing bodies there. And you keep coming back, and Russians. And you keep coming back to Putin and go, had enough yet? Had enough yet? That'll cost you, in Russian lives alone, I will guarantee that would cost you at least 500,000 more lives. The Russians have no problem.
Yo, big up Steve Young, big up Steve Young.
Matt Zelensky is more blue collar than him.
Exactly. That's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, big up Steve Young. That's actually a really good point. And he's actually a legit stand-up comedian also. He's actually a legit stand-up comedian. Yeah, big up fucking Steve Young.
With that.
Of course.
And countless Ukrainian lives and countless destruction on both sides. Or you say to Zelensky, listen, the Donbass region, which has always been Russian, certainly all Russian speaking, and Crimea, which has already been there since 2014, you got to give up some territory. Yes, Russian lives. Rolled in, but you got to give up some territory. You don't have all the cards.
Yes.
It is the way it is, and we will guarantee from there your safety. Now, Trump wants those mineral rights. Think about Zelensky. He's got to go back to his people and say, hey, guys, we are indebted to the United States for at least the next 10 years, 10 generations. I did that. And it's a real hard place for him to be. So I have sympathy for both sides. And I think, but my thing is everybody's like, oh, we're Ukraine. Hey, don't take Russia's side on this either, guys.
But I don't think you're taking Russia's side if you're saying, okay, America needs to stop funding all this. You're not pro-Russia.
This goes back.
You're pro-peace.
It goes back to 1993 when we look.
Not funding the war isn't being pro-peace. Not backing your allies isn't being pro-peace. Maybe you're being isolationist. Maybe you're just protecting your own interests. But it's not a form of peace. If anything, you're probably exasperating the issue.
Looked at Gorbachev. We said to Gorbachev, listen, disarm. We said to Ukraine, if you give us your nuclear weapons, if you disarm, if you tell us where your weapons grade uranium is and your nuclear weapons are, we will ensure It was called, I think, the Minsk Agreement. We will guarantee that Russia will never invade. Now, Russia said, we'll do that in exchange for...
These history lessons from Brian Callen, fucking exhausting.
You promise that NATO will...
Please tell a joke. Please tell a joke.
Not expand 1 inch to the east. It's expanded over 1,000 miles.
Yep.
Poland is a NATO member. The next country over is Ukraine. Now, Zelensky and the Ukrainian regime knew
that was the line.
They said, we want NATO membership. Direct provocation. Why did Russia go in there? They have access to one warm water port. You know what warm water means? It's the only port that doesn't freeze over in that area. So you need a port for supplies. You have to if you're Russia. You have to. You cannot give that to Ukraine. So this was a provocation. So that is the idea. That's the pro-Russia side, and it does hold some merit. And you can make the argument that the United States was really doing whatever they could to squeeze Russia, which they did, and they made a lot of money doing it. They gained global hegemony that way, but this is what you get. And in terms of, by the way, people say that we put in a West-friendly government. I would remind people that fucking do your history when Ukraine had a democratically elected pro-Western leader that was democratically elected. What did Putin do? Poison him with dioxin. And you can see his face. Bring him up. Bring up the old leader.
He didn't die?
No, but they tried to kill him. He was a handsome son of a bitch. He won the election, and then the Russian regime poisoned him with dioxin. And you should see what his face looks like. Bring up Ukrainian leader poisoned by dioxin. I can't remember his name. Yushchenko, I think it was, but I can't remember. So
Chin's gonna struggle with that one. Chin's gonna struggle as fuck with that one.
Remember that very well.
Dude, how about when Zelensky walks up and Trump goes, "Oh, you dressed up for it."
Yeah, Yushchenko, there it is. Became the victim of assassination when he was poisoned with dioxin. He suffered a disfigurement as a result. Bring up Yushchenko before and after poisoning. Take a look at this, Bubba. Handsome fuck, and the Russians poisoned him. Why? Because he won an election, and look what they did to him.
Holy shit.
Look at that shit. He walked around like that. Look at his face. That's what they did to his face.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That's Russia. Look at how handsome that fucker was.
Yeah.
And then look what they did to him. That happened to him in a couple days.
Jesus, dude.
And he said, "Look at my face, guys. That's Russia, guys. That's Russia." So don't tell me that Russia doesn't meddle with with their neighbors' elections or that that guy won democratically. So stop with the idea that we didn't do anything. Russia poisons dissidents. It poisons its own journalists.
Let's see what Brendan has to say in reply now. Come on, Brendan. Tell us let's see what Brendan has to say in reply now. Come on.
We know all this. Please.
Let's take a little break here, kids, because UFC.
Very, very well timed break. Very well timed break there. I want to hear what Papa has to say. Come on, skip ahead. Let's go. Let's hear Papa chill. Let's hear Papa cape from Donald Trump.
DKNG.co/audio.
Please.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair to say you're pro-Russia if you want peace with Ukraine.
No, you're right. Or and Trump wants to make a deal. And to Trump's credit, and the fact of the matter is that there's no deal that's going to happen. They'll be in a stalemate, horrible war that'll last 10 years.
Yeah, and that's how this goes.
How did Biden do? Not too well, did he?
Not too well.
How did every other leader do? Not too well.
Also,
you want United Nations?
I know.
Did they get anything done? Also, how'd they do in the Congo?
Also, do we not want a president that's not a warmonger? Isn't this what you want?
That's what I like about
it.
Yes.
Dude, when Zelensky walked up the White House and Trump goes, "Oh, you dressed up."
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true too.
Savage.
And somebody didn't advise Zelensky. You're there with Trump. You wear a suit.
Yes.
And you don't speak English well enough. You're not eloquent enough. You need an interpreter.
He's going to run
just
circles
don't
around.
do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Go there and say thank you.
But that's not good though, isn't it? I swear other world leaders are going to be a little bit hesitant to go there and do the same thing, no? If they know Trump's going to ambush them and embarrass you and turn it into a fucking a podcast or something, or some sort of, I don't know, some sort of hazing thing or whatever was going on there. He speaks better, Zelensky speaks better English than fucking Brendan, but he's not eloquent enough. What?
You very much. You got to flatter Trump. Trump's pretty easy.
You got to stroke his ego.
If you don't flatter Trump, the minute you piss him off, he's coming after you. And it doesn't matter where it is. He says shit he doesn't even... When he said I called him a dictator, he goes, I did? When? He'll just say stuff.
No, he's just shooting from...
That's not a good thing, though, isn't it? That's not a good thing, though, no? That your president just says stuff and doesn't remember what he says. He insults somebody, calls them a dictator and doesn't remember. Or lies and say he doesn't remember when he said it. Why is that something to be, like, applauded for? Huh?
He didn't expect that meeting to turn that way. Trump got mad when he said, you don't know that. Don't tell me that we'll feel, but we're going to be fine.
That's where he fucked up because Americans going to feel? That's when he got mad.
Yeah.
It was like,
what Zelensky was saying,
he goes, you don't have the cards here. You're in no position to say that.
Right. Zelensky was basically saying, if Russia expands, it will be everyone's problem because they'll go into Poland. They'll go into,
But JD Vance is that kid in high school just encouraging.
Dude.
Oh, he's talking about your mama. Oh, he said you're going to be
shit.
And then Trump was like, what?
You didn't even wear a suit, bro.
Yeah,
did you say thanks?
In front of Trump? You didn't wear a suit?
Yeah.
I was like, get him, JD. He's hilarious.
JD was maybe the most embarrassing one, to be fair. He wasn't letting Zelensky finish what he was saying. He just kept over speaking him. He was really the most annoying one. I didn't find it humorous at all. I find it kind of embarrassing for everybody involved. I think if you're American, you'd be a little bit depressed. That's your leader. Scary shit.
He knows how to play Donald.
And Trump was like, well, yeah. The other thing.
I heard a lot of conservative pundits talking about how JD Vance might be the Svengali behind this. He's like he's the real.
He's your next president.
He's like the underboss.
He's your next president.
If he's your next president, if the Republicans
pull this off,
can get
Dodge, all that shit.
If they can, if the economy, people give a shit about price of gas.
That's all they care about.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's inflation, all that shit.
Ukraine, whatever. How much is gas and how much is milk and eggs? Yeah. Fuck you otherwise.
Yeah.
Dude, I bought eggs yesterday at like Ralph's.
They don't buy eggs, by the way. There's not a chance in hell Brendan and Brian know what the price of eggs is. There's not a chance in hell that either of them know what the price of eggs are. I bet you there's not a chance either of them know.
And they were $12.
There you go.
I make eggs every morning, and Joanna goes, whoa, don't eat all the eggs. I went, what?
Yeah.
She goes, we only have 12. Okay, buy 12 more. But buy 12 more because I'm going to eat me some eggs. I do it every morning. She goes, no, not right now. I went, oh, shit.
I do that too. My wife will. My wife.
I started laughing. Like, what?
My wife will pinch pennies. What did she do recently? Where I was like, it was fuck. What was it? It was like I didn't want to do this. I go, it was something like similar like that. I go, hey, you fucking go. I work way too hard. I'm on a plane too much.
Oh.
That ain't happening.
Oh, I started laughing when she told me no eggs.
Buy that shit.
You think come on, man.
Buy it right now. Yeah. Even if it's expensive. I work too hard.
Now you piss me off. Now you piss me off. Now I'm going to get 6 dozen
There
eggs.
you go. That's what I do. I fly off the handle.
What else you got, Jen?
Okay.
We shall see.
Oh, what do you even talk about? UFC 313s this weekend. Yeah. And Kalaev. Alex.
Oh, dude.
Piera.
Yeah. You know who I got in this.
Who?
Piera.
Oh, thank God. I thought we were going to argue again.
No, I mean, I think Ankalaev is a killer, and they're talking about his wrestling, but, I don't think Ankalaev's fought anybody actually like Piera.
No, anytime he's fought like a high-level MMA striker, he's never knocked any of them out. He's always won by decision, and also acts a different animal. Also, the narrative that
this anti-Dagestanian thing he has going on is fucking hilarious. For sure, this means that we know now it's going to happen on the weekend, innit? I love Pereira as well, but we know it's going to happen. He's going to start Pereira, innit? He's never knocked anybody out. We know it's gonna happen. The fucking Shub curse has been activated.
Clive's a wrestler is false. Mm. Just by his stats, he shoots once every 15 minutes. Okay. He's not a grappler. He's not a wrestler. Now he can, sure. And I think Ankalaev, in his heart of hearts, he considers himself a striker. He's gone toe to toe with some of the top strikers in the division. Yeah, all good. But when you're fighting Alex, who's world class, he's not MMA good striker,
on the level of
world class. It's going to turn Ankalaev into a wrestler. Those leg kicks, the body kicks, he sees the speed, he's gonna be like, oh fuck, and so he'll attempt to do it, and he gets knocked out. That's how I did
a little bit of a deep dive on Uncle Ive too about that. Like
tough ass.
He thinks he's gonna get knocked out. It's hilarious. Let's see what happens.
That's all get
tough
out.
As all get out.
Bit of a bonehead though. Makes a lot of mistakes.
So I was about to say, I don't know that he changes his game up. He gets a little bit. I don't want to say one notice because that's absolutely disrespectful. But it's not like his striking is that hard to predict. No. And he will go back to the same patterns. Yay?
Yay. And he makes a lot of mistakes.
Yes. And so
when he could win the fight, like with Jan, like he'll do stuff where you're like, what are you? He's very similar to Brendan Allen. We're like, dude, what?
There you go.
You had it.
There you go. And I think that he, I haven't seen his wrestling. I haven't seen some
he hasn't
amazing wrestling. I haven't seen, like, I think Strickland was talking about how big and strong he is. I get it. But Strickland's not a big grappler. And so even though he's a black belt, I think I think Alex feels different when you grab him. I think he feels different. And I think his takedown defense, he's had a long enough time to deal with takedown defense.
Oh, like his coach is Glover Teixeira?
Yeah.
I think he knows a thing or two about takedown defense?
Yeah, and he has other people in there. And so he's gonna have to stand and bang.
But the narrative of striker versus grappler couldn't be further from the truth. The casuals can go, oh, finally a grappler. No, he's actually not.
Well, because he's Dagestani. And
that's the thing.
Idea, yeah.
It's like assuming every Brazilian knows jiu-jitsu. They don't.
But the other thing is, like, even if Uncle Ive...
Okay. I'm gonna leave it there for now. We'll pause it. We'll come and check this out again tomorrow. I'll get off to bed. I'll go gym and stuff in the morning. And we'll continue this on again tomorrow. And I also got a Taz happening. So tomorrow will be Taz in the morning and then a bit of random show in the afternoon. But for now, thank you for tuning in, people. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like the stream down below. Like the stream, please. Help me out with the likes. I'm trying to get 100 likes per stream if possible. I'm on 39 at the moment now. So please try and like the stream for me. That'd be greatly appreciated. I also add the timestamps later so you can check them out and flick through them. I've been adding timestamps to the last couple of episodes now, so you can quickly scan through and see what bit you want to check out and shit. And yeah, man, thank you for chilling. Thank you for hanging out. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Okay? We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Be safe, be well, all that malarkey. Take care.